was so funny, JB.
I'm dead.
That was fake as hell. That joke that you did right before we hit record. Oh man, that joke was woo. Then we can win a award for that joke right before we hit record.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now. I have no fucking clue. Anyway, shall we?
What's the name of the show, JB?
It's a pod named Kickback, dog. A pod named Kickback. Come on now, say it with your chest.
Oh yeah, I got it on right now. Pod named Kickback shirts and merch.
Yeah.
So, welcome to a pod named Kickback, also known as the Black CNN, and the revolution will be televised. I'm no breaks new, the righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I catch it. If you got it, I match it. Every Monday, we right back at it. I feel fantastic.
Amen.
Amen.
A word. Now, I thought I was about to drop some bars. I ain't got none.
You coming back to your last, so get ready. Get your shit together. Take another sip.
Got it. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Tori Grace, the vixen with a voice, a.k.a. the blonde bombshell. I'm back to being blonde again this week. I was purple hair last week, so. We in this thing.
Indeed. Happy Monday, everybody. What's up, y'all? It's JB Frank. I'm that gangster geek representing NWA. Nerds with attitude. Let's get it.
Hey!
Nerds with attitude. I like that.
Yeah. And we have a special guest in the building. I've been watching this young lady all year, I guess. I'm trying to think of when I first started, when I met Kiki. So whenever you were first on Mixed Signals, and then I saw you on Kiki's
So it's
show.
been probably about 4 or 5 months.
So 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, 4 or 5 months.
I've been following, I've been watching the show, you and Drea doing your thing, having your arguments. I've seen you with Head on Your Back. I've seen you with The Natural. I've seen everything.
You don't know how you gonna catch me. I got about 80 weeks in the closet ready. Ready to go.
From Poor Minds Podcast, the Poor Minds, I guess we call it the radio show.
Yes.
It's every Wednesday.
Every Tuesday on 96.7 The Beat.
That's why I did that.
Yeah. It's on 96.7 The Beat every Tuesday from 3 to 4. But it's Lex P, a.k.a. Big Mama. What's up, y'all? I'm excited to be here because let me tell y'all something. Being a person that be having to set shit up and come up with a topic, I'm glad I can just come somewhere and just chill and just talk. I can chill today. Yes, y'all working today. I'm big chilling today. Don't ask me any shit.
You asked me how it was working with 2 guys?
Yes. See, maybe I need some niggas on my shit. I need some niggas on my shit. Goddamn.
Plug that in. Move that light. Bring me a plate.
A true queen.
Well, that's how we treat the ladies, and that's how we're going to treat you today.
Amen.
So
Look, y'all had no choice, but okay. I appreciate it. But I mean, okay.
Do we ever?
Right. Let me ask Buddha. What do we? Yeah, Buddha said that's what we do. So yeah, there it is. Thank you guys for tuning in. I think this is going to be a really, really good show.
Absolutely.
We have some totally diverse topics. Some of them a little down, so I don't want us to get down on the show. But we do got to address some serious things. But we're going to turn the fuck up before them and right after them.
Okay.
All right?
Well, before, look, I'm just letting y'all know everything is funny to me. So if it's too serious and I laugh, I'm sorry. Let me apologize to y'all audience right now that don't know me. Everything is funny to me, so I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have to give y'all
It's going to be even more lit, man. Like 18 people died. Oh my God!
How did shit happen? That's me, I'm sorry.
Hey, but you know what's not on the topics? And I would hate to start with this, but I think we got to. The shooting in Virginia.
Yes.
I didn't add that to the topics, but there were 12 people killed.
And then the shooter killed himself or herself, whatever it was.
The facts are still coming out. All I want to say on that is, positive energy and prayers to everyone involved, everyone affected. All the information hasn't come out yet, so we're not going to sit here and do a whole story on it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna
But
start
just-
lying.
Yeah, exactly. But just want to say positive energy and prayers to everybody involved and everybody affected, and hopefully the information will come out. We'll find out what happened, and I mean, there's no way to say we'll get over it, but just hopefully, just wish you guys strength.
Yes.
Prayers go up.
Prayers. Get somebody that right.
Prayers go
And,
up.
I would like to say that I like this snack situation.
I love it. I don't ever
Just
have
so
snacks
y'all
on my podcast. So I'm in heaven. I get treated like shit on
See, that's why
my
we're
mind.
next on the podcast. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that!
It's okay.
I'm
5 seconds.
gonna come in here next week, and it's gonna be cheese under the sofa. Yo, I had a net in here,
Hold on, wait a minute.
you know, like a
If
little
you have
net.
cheese under the sofa by next week and didn't find it, we gonna have an issue.
What I gotta do? And it's still a she orgasm pill under this somewhere. I couldn't reach it.
I'm dead.
Yeah, it really
It's
is.
still over there?
It's still under
Yeah,
there.
it
Oh,
really is.
right. Point me in a direction.
It's right there. It's right there.
Matter of fact, we'll give you a minute to find it.
So let's start the show. But one more thing before we start it, I gotta send a shout out to our brother Eric, big homie back in DC.
That's right.
Gave
That's
us a
right.
scare yesterday. But hell yeah, he is recovering from quadruple bypass surgery.
God damn.
Yeah, it was real. Like niggas was crying. Like it was real. And he's responsive today, and he was able to, give thumbs up and shake my brother's hand and be like, I know you're here. And I am personally on cloud fucking 1,000 because I ain't gonna lie, I was crying yesterday. Like,
That's the brother. I mean,
Yeah.
like 30 years plus in,
Yeah.
talking about friendship. So,
I am very, very happy, and we're gonna turn up. Matter of fact, we're gonna dedicate this show to Big Homie. So, Big Homie, this show for you. We're gonna turn up. We're gonna talk about everything. We got eye candy for you, Victorian Lex. So if you're watching, just lay in your hospital bed,
Lay back and
chill
laugh.
out. Tell the nurses leave you alone. Give you some lotion and just do.
There's no use selection.
All right, so our first topic of the day is our icebreaker. I thought this was a good one. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I thought it was a good one. I'm gonna get to know all y'all motherfuckers behind this one. You only get, for one night, you get 3 sexual positions.
Here we go.
What are they, and in what order do you execute? Boom. Yeah. Boom.
why are we starting with me?
We weren't.
You got volunteer first.
No, I didn't.
I started.
Okay, but then
I want to hear the
We
ladies
can
first.
do whatever, but I ain't riding no dick. I'm a big bitch and I'm tired. So
Wow.
we can do whatever. I'm not getting on top. Please
Wow.
leave me alone. My legs hurt. Bye. 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 Don't ask me to ride no dick. I done told y'all this time after time after time. Look, you want to hit it from the back? I got you. You want to be on top? I got you. You want me to stand up, bend it over, spread them cheeks? I got you. Ask me to get on top? Oh, hold the fuck up, my nigga. Too far.
Never?
No, I hate riding dick.
Why do you hate it? Is it
Oh
just
my
because
God.
of it? Well, we all-
She just said her legs get
My
tired.
legs get tired. One, and then
It's a
two.
meme like this.
Let me tell you why though. Let me get a little technical with it. For women being on top, it feels good when we grind, like, and that don't feel good to the niggas. Why do y'all like us to be on top unless we're like bouncing up and down? But
It's the visual.
that doesn't feel
It's
good
a
to us
very good
though.
visual, and I don't mind you. What's the word? Rubbing your clit into my pelvic brim. Is that what?
That's the little grinding
Yeah,
motion.
right.
But
I don't
that
mind
doesn't-
that.
Yeah, you don't mind it, but it doesn't necessarily feel good. Like that's not gonna make you nut. No, see, like, well,
She's
well,
No,
nigga, I
Then
know.
it's
Sometimes.
I've been
it's
having
visual.
sex
It's
for a
the-
long time, nigga. I know. You not, no.
I mean, okay. So if you're not doing it up and down or powerful circular hurricane type motion,
I'm not doing nothing. You got 3 seconds. Ask me what you want with me being on top and let me do it. You got 3 seconds now, nigga. Choose wisely.
I
Wow.
cannot come in 3 seconds. So that would not be
Not
so
an
that's not an
option.
option.
So I mean, I'm not picky about my positions. We can do whatever position. Just don't ask me to be on top. That's for me.
Okay. All right. I'll judges. Are we accepting the answer? Because it was the answer for 3 positions. Are we accepting it? I need to know. Okay, well, we're accepting it. Are we going boy, girl? Or we going
go
next?
I guess I'll go.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely know.
I'll be like, this nigga horny.
You need time.
I'm just playing.
You asked, so I'll answer. Like, I ain't gonna be the nigga who not. Never mind. So anyway, favorite positions. Okay, we gotta go 1, 2, 3, right? So it's one.
Well, not really favorite. One night of positions.
Okay, so
Just one night. What 3 you know?
Okay, so to start out, you just come sit on my lap, brace your hands on my knees and ride that jump from the back, just like that.
The reverse cowgirl. That is one of my favorite positions ever created by man. Because that visual, when she's riding in the ass and she got an ass and it's just like, you're like, hey,
that jump go.
That's more doable.
Also, reverse cowgirl.
That's more doable than being
I'm
on
gonna
top
provide
of
the
your knees.
support too. I'm gonna
Okay,
make sure.
well, hold on. Don't stress Lex off your list yet. Lex is still on the list.
And you have to use your legs. If your legs, no.
I'm laughing at new.
Yeah.
I gotta be on your leg apart.
Reverse cowgirl, if you're like standing up, nigga, I can do that shit.
There we go.
can work with
There we
something.
go.
Hold on now, nigga. I can work with that, but as far as like being on top of you on my knees, boy, fuck you. No.
So
But
being
so
on
I
top
like
of us
that.
on your feet is definitely out of the question.
Oh fuck no, nigga.
That's the whole keep.
But reverse cowgirl, cause you're like leaning over, so all your weight is not on. So I can fuck with you on that one. I can
Reverse
fuck with you on that one.
cowgirl was. I'm sorry, JB. Reverse
Yeah, y'all
cowgirl
interrupted
was-
his whole little
Yeah,
show.
because
How often does this happen though?
All the time. Every week.
She would reverse cowgirl and she would lay along my leg and she would grab my ankle. That's how far down she would be, and it would just be ass.
You fucking a gymnast. Reaching my ankles.
Yeah, she would be on me and then laying flat down. Her hand would be somewhere down here, and she wouldn't be doing a whole much. It would just be her ass, bow, bow.
Oh, I'm dead.
It was just It was just.
Yeah, damn.
Look, he reminiscing. Hold
Yeah.
on.
I tell you,
He need a
I'm
moment. He need a moment.
This nigga wild.
gonna tell y'all who it was
No.
at the end of the show.
I think I have an idea.
So number 2, I grab your waist, throw you on the bed, straighten your legs out, prone bone. That's you get in nice and deep, and it's real easy on everybody. Most of the energy is directed where it needs to be, so everybody feels good. You plow
This is something scientific.
Yeah. Well, come on.
Wait, hold on. The nerd with attitude is freaky, y'all. Hold on.
Gangsta geek, baby.
Oh, shit.
It's like it is what it is. And then to bring it home, you take that off leg and you bring it up, and then you bring your leg over to create this crossways position
That's
from behind. Yeah, but you going from behind. Yeah, but you going.
Look, he like, yeah, nigga, I know what that is. Oh, goddamn. Y'all too advanced for me.
Yeah,
I feel sorry for all my niggas.
That's where you bring it
They're
home.
like, Lex pussy trash. Ooh, I ain't doing none of that shit.
You just take a little direction.
Pussy is based on texture and skill. So you can have great texture and no skill, but your texture just.
Well, shit, I ain't
You
got
can
it.
have great skill and then
How you know?
I ain't got shit.
How you know?
Leave me alone.
Stay on my DMs.
Those are my 3. I'm done.
That was a good 3. I'm not gonna hold you. That was a good 3.
Good.
Miss Grace.
I'm sitting here like I got 2. That's
Oh,
what I can
Lord.
give you 2.
Okay.
That's all you can give is 2?
Because that's all I can think of that I'm like, all right, if it's all night and this is the only 2 I came up with 3.
Yeah, well, good.
Okay. So completely flat on my stomach on the bed. That's 1.
Legs open.
Man's legs
Closed.
around yours.
Prone
Nope.
bone.
Yeah.
Closed.
The
Yes.
man's legs are over yours.
No.
around yours.
Flat on the bed, and you
With the
hit you on
legs
top of the
closed.
back. You know why it is? It's because you're hitting that G spot.
Yeah.
That's what you didn't answer my question. I said,
Wait,
what's your
hold
name?
on. Keep
Legs,
it a little
Legs
bit.
open or closed?
I see you, boo. I see you.
Legs open or closed?
Closed.
That's my question.
Well, it
Legs
just
closed.
start.
That's what I'm saying. I say the man's legs are open around yours.
Yes.
And y'all say no.
Yes, man's
Nice.
legs open.
That's what I said.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I said.
I don't care where yours go.
Prone bone.
Well, if your legs are closed, they can't be in yours. So I was specifying.
Yeah, her legs are closed and his legs are
That's
open.
what I said.
Baya.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, missionary, because
That was my number 2.
like you can grab, grip, scratch,
Yes.
pull, whatever, and then from the back.
Amen. Baby, thank you, because so many people just let from the back go. That is most women's favorite position.
It really is.
Because we be in control
Mine too.
low key. We can control it, throw it back. You can have
It
it
ain't
like
as bad as
yes.
that.
It's a lot. From the back is most women's favorite position. I'm being honest. For real. Women love getting hit from the back. Because when you gonna hit that G spot, it turns you on. Most niggas gonna nut from the back anyway. Please, child, because I don't got much time and you need to go home. I'm gonna call your Uber. Let's go. Let's get
Damn,
done.
you a pimp.
Oh, but you're calling the Uber.
Oh!
That's gangster.
From your phone, nigga. The fuck?
Okay.
Y'all know Lex P ain't no trick now. Y'all know. Ooh, sorry, y'all. So awkward.
No.
I
Don't.
told
Blame
y'all
it on alcohol. Don't blame it on alcohol.
I'm loud and problematic now. This H time.
You good, baby.
Lord help us.
All good.
I go with to start off from the back because I'm like a bend you over something ass nigga. I'm like the desk, the table, the record player. I'm gonna bend you over something first.
The hood of the car.
The hood of the car, nigga. The hood of the car.
Nigga, I didn't say that for no reason.
I'm gonna tell you a real quick story.
Oh, shit.
I didn't say that for no reason.
We had a house. We had a house in Fort Washington, Maryland.
Uh-oh.
And
Oh, yeah.
and my cousin
I know
had
where
a
he's
broken
going.
down car that we
I've
kept
done
in
that.
our garage. And we had a pool. So whenever people would get dressed for the pool, they just go in the garage. You know what I'm saying? So we be out there smoking, drinking, whatever, and they go in the garage and put on their bikini and swimsuit. I took chick I was dealing with in there to change it to her swimsuit. Now the car's been there for a while.
I'm
You
dead.
know cars get dusty, right?
Oh, handprints all over.
So my cousin, my older female cousin. So we're like 20. I'm probably 24. Ivan's 23. Hook is 27. And she comes over, check on the car. I'm like, why are there handprints all over my car?
Why are you looking at a dusty old car?
I'm dead.
Cause there's handprints everywhere. I'm like,
car been ran through.
Never mind.
yeah, you know how
Don't ask no questions.
You know how we
You
change
know,
when we get in the pool in here? So yeah, bend over the car is great. Or if you at a restaurant, remember a restaurant you should give you a buzzer when it was ready for you?
Yeah.
I didn't wait in the restaurant. Like I'm not waiting till you buzz me. Okay, well, so that's one. Two, as I said, one of my favorite positions is reverse cowgirl. I don't like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. I like reverse cowgirl.
We're going to have to cut the cameras in a second because you have the moment.
That's why I was
Yeah.
like,
This nigga's got
I was just thinking, okay, and I'll end it with something different because I don't want it to be just the same old thing. I like to finish with head. I like to finish. Like I don't necessarily like nothing in the rubber. I like when it's all over. Okay, you came there, and if you're able, I would like to finish that way. So that's my 3. You know what I'm saying? Bend you over. You know what I'm saying? Reverse. Do my work. Reverse cowgirl. Let you do your work, and then I want to finish in your mouth or your face or your breast.
woo. Let me take a sip of my tea.
Take a sip.
Your tea, I like that. Your tea.
So I think we all know each other now.
We know each other very well. Now every time you bring a girl around me like this, my girl, I'm like, you got nut in your throat, bitch. You got nut.
I already know.
Don't share my hookah tip, bitch. Get your ass back. Get your ass back, bitch.
That's funny.
You think there's a girl that hasn't?
Oh.
Not me, but
Oh, yeah.
just in general.
Yeah,
I
go
don't
clean
share
that
my
up.
hookah tips.
Oh, yeah, we don't share hookah tips either.
No.
Our hookah guy who should be here brings
He
10,
text-
20 hookah
He
tips. with him.
texted.
So let's switch gears a little bit to something that I know Lex P knows a lot about because she looks like the type. So, our left stroke just went viral. Our viral story of the week is about a young lady who, I guess, was married to a gentleman. They separated, and another woman apparently moved in, and she showed up at the wife, I guess we'll say, showed up at the house and saw that the new woman was there.
Right.
And she pulled the Lex P in front of everybody on camera.
She pulled a what?
Huh?
Oh, baby. let us break this situation down. Break down the situation. When you finish describing.
Well, anybody want to go in deeper detail?
Yeah, they was in a fucking raggedy ass apartment with a raggedy ass dog. First of all, why is y'all fighting over a nigga with a raggedy ass apartment? Why is she fighting over
one that doesn't have a car?
doesn't have a car? Why? First of all, ladies, let me tell y'all something. It's too many niggas out here. Why are we fighting over niggas? Period. We don't fight over niggas. Second of all, this nigga is broke. I'm crying because I'm like, why are y'all fighting over broke niggas? It's actually funny. It's actually hilarious at this point. Like, I be trying to spread my ministry and spread my word and help my queens. Because let me tell y'all something. It's so much money out here and these niggas is giving it away, bitch. And you want to be pistol whipping a bitch? You about to put yourself in prison for like 10 years for pistol whipping a bitch over a broke nigga? The audacity. You deserve to go to jail for life. Honestly, you deserve the death penalty. Give her the death penalty for fighting over a nigga. Like, it's embarrassing at this point.
She pissed whipped it. The girl was bleeding.
She was shaking.
She had the dog trying to.
The dog was being messy.
No,
Yeah,
the
the
dog
dog
was sitting there
The
like,
dog was like, bitch.
And she was like, "No, you sit down. I'm dealing with this bitch. You sit down."
But my thing is, like, you
damn.
have to Uber to get over to his house in the first place because you don't have a car.
Neither one of y'all got a
You
car.
couldn't find a dude in your neighborhood to deal with. You
All
had to
y'all
Uber
broke
all
and
the way
dusty.
over to his house.
All y'all broke and dusty, and I just can't. And if you saw the nigga don't even, his hair.
I never saw him.
I
Wait,
saw
you
him.
saw him?
Baby, there was
I
a
wanna
picture.
see him.
I don't have my phone. I'm gonna pull it up for y'all. This
Please,
nigga, he
I
got
wanna
some,
see what
he
he
got
got
a little
like.
hair, and it's not, your hair not even done. You don't got no fresh haircut, your hair not braided. You are a bum. And the fact that you and your wife are separated, you move a bitch in your house, just separation does not mean divorce.
And she's separated.
These
pregnant
niggas
with your
are,
child.
exactly, she's pregnant with your child. These niggas be trash. Period. So I blame him, and I do blame the girl that got pistol whipped. Not saying that she deserved it, but you knew that he was still married. You knew that shit. You knew the girl was pregnant. Y'all, and then you in this dusty ass apartment.
Because she admitted that
Busting
she knew
up.
he was married.
She knew that. And
And
you
that's
was
why I'm
busting
like-
that pussy open. I try not to judge. Some women fuck with married men. But if you don't fuck with a married man, that's because I hope he's doing something for you, helping you out, giving you. I'm not saying that it's right, but I try not to judge. I don't judge people. But you busting your pussy down in a Section 8, bitch? The audacity. You should be ashamed.
Fat pit bull that can't
But
do anything.
and the pit bull laughing at you, bitch. Even the pit bull laughing like, bitch, I told your ass.
And you have to legit call an Uber for you to go home.
Nigga not answering a phone call. He know what's
But
going
he
on.
sent you the voicemail.
But he know what's going on because I'm pretty sure the wife was calling him.
Yeah.
So he knows what's going on. He's ignoring you.
He knew what was happening before it even
Child.
happened. Like, she probably told him I'm on the way to the house. And rather than him texting her and letting her know.
But the wife is stupid too.
I'm about to say, we don't put
She's
no onus on
dumb.
the wife.
Yes,
she's
you're dumb
dumb.
as fuck. You dumb as fuck because you've been knowing this nigga trash. You decided to leave. Y'all separated. Because I will say this, even though people are separated, doesn't mean they're done. But when people are separated, I feel like it depends on the situation. But most people date when they are separated. They do.
Absolutely.
So it's like, my good sis, you know goddamn well what this nigga was when you got with him. Why would you get pregnant? First of all, why would you get pregnant for a broke nigga is beyond me. Go to jail where you belong. Death penalty where you belong. You are dumb. You're a dumb bitch. And you're aware. I just can't. I can't. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted at everybody in the situation. Especially him with his broke ass. Because he
didn't
just
even wanna
chilling
come
like,
home, like, I'm just
I
gonna
bet
tell
you he
you.
DMing somebody right now like, yeah, you seen that shit? That you know my dick fire.
My wife crazy.
He DMing somebody and it's another dumb bitch that's gonna give him some pussy. So all y'all need to go to hell, basically.
All of us?
No, not
Them,
all of
all
them.
of them.
Oh, I
All
was
three
like,
of them,
damn.
except for the dog, because the
He
dog.
said the dog was just shady too.
Yeah, but he was minding his business and sipping his tea like a true king or queen. I didn't know what race he was. People like, bitch.
My mama came in and hit you good.
And she was bleeding. Like, all jokes aside, if y'all gonna do a crime, stop recording yourself.
I'm
Social
not
media has
recording
gotten
shit.
too far.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
thank you for
cause
saying that.
you know what I'm
Thank you
saying?
for
It's
saying
like
that.
you.
That's crazy.
Now you're definitely going to jail.
Right.
With no
She's
doubt.
going to jail.
Because you waving the gun, that gun could have popped off. I was actually nervous watching the videos because I thought the gun was gonna pop off, and it was making me nervous. So it's like, you're going to jail for a long time, sister.
She's going to jail.
But people want to do shit for the gram and for Twitter and for Facebook, and it's
Clout
corny.
chasing.
But I'm
Clout.
but the gram went away. So when the gram died, so should all of y'all do stuff for likes.
Ain't that social media? People be like thinking that social media nowhere near dead.
No, I'm talking about the whole
Do it for the
Vine.
gram.
Vine.
Oh,
like that. Whole,
Baby, they don't move. They gonna do it.
Fine, gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vine gone, but they still gonna do it for something.
I need y'all to stop.
Stop.
They doing it for the brand. They doing it for Twitter. They doing it for.
I want y'all to just stop fighting over niggas. Period. Ugh.
That's
No
real
offense.
Shit. That's real shit.
No offense,
No,
but these
it
niggas.
is.
Man,
It's-
niggas don't
it's-
need to fight over bitches. Like I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, but
No,
my thing
y'all don't
is,
fight
like,
over me, goddamn.
Just keep your ass out of dumbass
I'm
situations.
not.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I was playing.
not this little black duck.
But honestly, I just feel like there's too many people out here. The world is too big. Get out there, like
Find something
find
else to
something
do.
else. Like
And I'll tell y'all a quote. It didn't seem like it was appropriate, but now it does. A nigga told me when I was a young nigga, no bitch is better than half a bitch. And which, not bitch literally, but you know what I'm saying? No bitch is
not
better than
having
half a
one
bitch.
at all.
Not having one at all
Right.
is better than
Splitting one.
being
with
in some bullshit with one.
yeah.
So like no ain't no nigga is better than half a nigga.
Real
And
talk.
I think if
Real
a
talk.
pimp told me that, and I think that if everybody kind of went with
He
that
said that because
philosophy,
he want all his money. So that's a different situation.
yeah. But I think it applies. I think it applies.
definitely
across
applies.
time,
It
you know what I'm
applies.
saying? So like, I'm not putting up with no
I'm
shit.
not
too
pistol
old.
whipping no chick for something.
I'm not pistol whipping nobody for
I-
nothing
I-
because
If
I value my
If
freedom.
anything, and if I came back home and my dude had a chick in the house, I'm just gonna throw all his stuff outside. You need to leave immediately.
Right.
But I'm gonna start chunking all his shit outside. Go stay with her.
Yeah.
So when you get back,
But if you left, it ain't your house.
I said if I showed up to my house
Oh.
and a chick was in it, I'm
So
chunking
you still
everything.
bring the plate.
JB
And I'm
has been
still-
my
They be
supplier.
eating the entire shit.
JB
I've
has been the
I'm
supplier.
Yeah, like,
Me and
thank
Lex
you.
been sitting over
Yeah,
here
we
like,
sure
Much
have.
like shit.
We
Much
used to
like shit. They just good at. Never mind. I'm not gonna say. I was gonna say they good with talking with their mouth full, but.
I am. Nigga, go home, nigga. Get off my bed. I'm sorry. Jokes.
You caught the innuendo.
Speaking of people needing to go home.
Thank you. Segway.
Dancer kills 3 after leaving the strip club drunk.
This is
What
Okay.
the fuck
So-
story of the week?
Okay.
This has caused massive arguments within the Kickback group.
I've seen you in the argument.
And I
Okay,
don't
let
give
me
a
say
shit.
that.
I sure did get into the arguments.
I saw
Okay,
it.
so I used to work at a club here in Atlanta called Door 44, and a similar situation happened. If you go out and you are drunk, the waitress, server, whoever has the ability to cut you off and say you're done, you've reached your limit. Because if it finds out that I kept serving new drinks, he goes out and gets drunk, I'm being held responsible as the club. Same damn situation.
Absolutely true.
Door 44, where I used to work, got shut down because the fucking waitress got drunk, went home, and killed somebody on her way home. So
Which
this,
is like an auto accident.
Correct.
We were speaking
Right.
about.
this dumbass bitch got drunk and killed 3 teenagers. And I was like, well, the club needs to be held responsible for it. She a grown ass woman. Why the fuck the club need to be held responsible? Because the dumbass bitch kept getting served. When you are a stripper, and I know this as a fact, I don't
Very
give a
true.
damn
Very
who
true.
you said
Thank
you
you for
dated.
saying that.
In Atlanta, at least in Atlanta and in Houston
Very
and in
true.
Florida and in California.
100%
If you
true.
are a stripper, they breathalyze you before
Yes.
you leave.
Absolutely.
Wait,
true.
wait, though. Let me bring it back though. In Houston, they probably do that at one club, at the white clubs, black clubs. I worked at Dreams for 7 years. They not breathalyzing shit. These girls bringing in their own bottles in their bag. Now I did work at, I worked at a strip club out here for like 2 weeks and I didn't like it and I left. I was bartending there. I never danced, FYI. But they were strict. They was breathalyzing everybody. So in Atlanta, yes, I can vouch for
So
that.
that's why I was like,
In
definitely
Houston?
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I know
in
in
Houston,
like,
they're not doing that.
like the All-Star weekends and things like that, they will breathalyze you before you leave, those types
Yeah.
of events. But I know after that event happened at Door 44, and that club was popping.
Mhm.
There was the stripper pole in the basement. They had dancers that would come in, like the club was popping. It was right there off Crescent Avenue with Opera and all those other clubs. Everybody, like, first of all, I lost my damn job at Door 44 because it closed down because the parents sued the club. They won because the
Rightfully so.
club knew
that she was drunk.
she was drunk and went home.
So wait, this happened in Florida, you said?
Yes, it did
Yes.
in Miami.
And I'm like, Miami, I don't think Miami's gonna let some little, they not gonna not breathalyze in Miami. Like, I feel like they would have, because it's so
Miami's
many.
super strict in
Right.
their clubs.
Yes,
So-
they
So
are.
that's weird.
They were
Yes.
like,
Some fishy is definitely going on.
I agree.
she's a
I
grown
agree.
ass woman. Why would she need to be, why does the club have to be held responsible for her? Because she's your fucking employee.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Hooker Man
absolutely.
family here.
That's why your
There he
employee
is.
got drunk and killed 3 babies.
Because, I mean, like I said, I used to work in clubs, bars in Texas. TABC law, if I get somebody drunk and they leave and they kill themselves or they kill somebody else, we are held responsible, period. So not only is she responsible, and she should be charged with manslaughter,
Yep.
She
the
is.
club should be
She is.
charged
They
as well.
should. And all
She
3
is.
of those parents should sue the club and they should get some money because those babies are dead.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, I don't think that's right. That's not
Was
not
the
how
girl
it
white?
works. No,
Let's-
she's black.
Oh, okay.
And that
okay.
was the other thing. They were like, why does her occupation have anything to do with it? Because the bitch was at fucking work when she got drunk to go off to kill the babies.
Right.
If it had been a plumber blows up house after going in drunk, they would have said the plumber too.
Right.
It didn't have anything to do with her occupation in.
But being in the nightclub business, like I said, I used to work in a nightclub for a long
I
time.
worked
We
in
drink. We
Right.
drink. That's what we do.
And
But
especially if you're a dancer, like in order for you to get into the mindset to have different dudes rubbing up on you, touching on you, a lot of damn dancers drink.
a lot, and I don't care what y'all say. Y'all gonna be like, oh no, we don't. This
Damn
no,
right.
bitch. I worked in a strip club for 7 years. I know how it gets down. Like y'all be drinking, y'all be drunk.
From the time you get to work
They
until the time you
drink,
go
they drink
home.
with us.
Yeah,
Like,
because
strip
that's
club,
what they
we get a
do.
bottle, like, you know, me and Jamie and F go to the strip club, we get a bottle, the strippers come in, and we pour them a drink.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
They sit down
And
with us,
see,
they
me-
roll our blunts,
Yeah.
they roll the blunts for us,
Yeah.
we
As a
smoke
waitress,
together.
what
Yeah.
I learned as a waitress.
Well, actually, I don't
was-
do it. Yeah, because I'm,
Yeah, whatever.
you know, JB be doing
I'm
that.
dead.
That's
Maybe
how
so
I used to
be.
get my extra money
So-
as a waitress.
Exactly.
Somebody buys themselves a drink, they buy me a drink, I get water put in my cup, give him his drink, me and the bartender split however much the drink costs. So I might get a drink at the beginning of the night, but I'm not drinking all them shots all night long. So that's $10 going in my pocket every
time.
drink.
I think ours is different because we pour out the bottom.
Yeah,
so
it's-
it was
Okay,
drinking.
Bob
yes.
Popper, stunt real quick. I see what you did, boy. Yeah.
So
I
then-
didn't drink that shit.
Weird flex, but
Weird flex, but okay, boy. I
So,
see.
yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't been to a few strip clubs because I have. But every single time I've gone and spent any amount of time there, especially around closing, the ladies always get breathalyzed. The ladies always get checked for their
Yep.
level of drunkenness.
And I'm not gonna lie, I've
before
only
they
seen
leave.
that in Atlanta. In Houston,
Yeah.
I worked at a few strip clubs and I've never seen it. So
Yeah.
Houston definitely doesn't do that. And I can,
Well-
honestly, I'm not lying, like I'm not being funny. Houston don't do that.
Well,
Maybe
yeah.
at the white strip clubs, but at Dreams, they're not doing that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
definitely here. And I mean,
the long and short of it is,
cool question.
yeah.
I hate to take y'all all the way over here, but best strip clubs, Atlanta or Houston?
Atlanta.
Atlanta,
No
food wise, Houston, but
Yes.
dancer wise,
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Okay.
Because the
Houston-
girls in Houston,
I've heard
not
a lot about
talking. Now I'm not dissing,
Houston
but
changed their
Houston
rules.
women are okay. So the Houston strip club when it was at its peak,
Yes.
Houston had.
Thank you.
And now,
Thank you.
now
It's
it's
different.
not.
They
It's
changed
different
the
now.
rules.
But
Yeah.
I'm talking about at the strip club peak. Houston women were unfucking touchable.
Yep.
Baddest women,
Yep.
best food.
Yep.
Now Atlanta, like they have cuter women. Houston strip clubs don't have the cute women no more. But we still got the good food. But when Houston was at its peak, it wasn't fun. I'm telling you, I worked at Dreams. We never paid nobody to be in that hole. We had Rihanna, J. Cole, Drake, Tyga, Bernice. They all used to be in that hole.
Ashanti was never there?
Ashanti was there.
What's up, boys? Shout out to Ashanti.
Ashanti
Babe.
has been there. I've met so
Boom.
many people just working at Dreams.
Yeah.
And the owner of the club, he was like, I don't pay people to come here. They just come here. Jeezy, everybody. But that's how bad the
any strip
bitches were.
club.
Yeah.
You go into Magic City on any given day. I know when I was working in clubs in general, I was sick of going into different strip clubs because every time you went in, it's 50 bajillion celebrities in there. And you're like,
Can't work.
You can't do anything.
Can't work.
Because if you are the waitress trying to get whatever you need done, you got 75 strippers coming around in the same section. Like, can you move? Like, you not bringing this man his drinks.
But I feel like now, like Magic City is like, it's just like a legendary spot.
It
People
is.
not going for the food or the girls. They're just going because it's Magic City. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the strip club is
We got
different
a
now.
whole
Clubs are
Monday
different
on
now.
Monday. Ain't Carrie Day Monday?
Monday, Saturday.
No, not Monday. Monday is the popping day.
She's got
She does
Saturdays.
another day.
I think she's got the brunches.
Oh, what's one of homegirls? One of homegirls.
But strip clubs aren't popping no more. Like, you go because if you turned up, you don't want to go home. But strip clubs not the scene no more. That's why all the bad
That's very
bitches,
true.
all the super bad bitches that was stripping when the strip club was popping, they all
They're
have.
waitresses, man.
I mean,
parties.
no, I mean some girls have businesses now. No, like the legit strippers that were smart, they have their own businesses. They popping now. They doing this. They doing that. Now the other ones, they either still dancing or they're bartending or waitressing. But even bartending and waitressing, I'm telling you something. Me bartending, I was making just as much money as the strippers, if not more.
Yep.
But it ain't no money in that no more. There's no money in the club
People
no
don't
more.
go out like they
People
used to.
not going out like they
They
used
don't
to. They
have
at the
fun.
crib. They chilling. They
I thought
turning
that was just
up.
our old ass. I didn't know that the people weren't doing
No,
it.
nobody knows
No,
out no
us.
more.
it's not fun to go out. Like, it's
Young
boring as
people.
hell.
No.
You go out and, like, when you go to a party nowadays, everybody's standing around the wall. It's like maybe a
And you gotta be in
couple
a-
You know what to do?
girls.
And forgive me, I'm going another new tangent. I wanted to do a dance party where we're gonna play music, but the rule is you have to dance all night.
Oh, I'm not dancing, period, though.
You don't dance, period. Cause I was like, we
I
play
be
some
tired.
slow
I'm a big
songs.
bitch.
We can play some.
You are not that big.
Child, I'm not
Gosh.
dancing. I be out of breath. Now, I'm gonna go to the club,
Yes.
but do you have a section? I'm trying to sit down. My feet hurt.
No, not a club, a lounge.
Uh-huh.
Well, actually, even a kickback. Like I like well, a little bit bigger than here, but like a
house
spot
party.
where a house party.
Excuse me,
where
hookah
we
man, can you
dance.
hurry up? I'm sorry, y'all.
I only
So,
cussed
that
them
when
out.
she said, can you hurry up? Can we hurry up and impeach or not?
So our Donald Trump
Segue.
shut
Oh,
up
I'm ready
stupid
for this.
award
I'm ready for this.
is was it John Mueller?
Mueller.
Mueller.
Yeah.
Robert Mueller.
Robert Mueller.
Mueller.
After the Mueller
I never
Come
seen
on,
a white
man.
man tap dance like that. Yeah, he did.
Gregory Hines.
Yeah, he released his report just to follow up on it, and he also did a nationally televised broadcast where he waffled and bullshit and Amarad and you can barely
You said
understand.
bullshit. You use shit in the past tense.
He sure did.
That's
That's
pretty
gangsta
impressive.
geek.
Gangsta
That's
geek.
pretty impressive.
geeking out
I'm not
over
gonna
here.
lie. That was.
I'm geeking out over here.
Have you ever said bullshit? I just want to know because
A bullshit, and I'm from the country, no.
that nigga just say nigga bullshit. He bullshit on this issue. That's gangster.
Well, I'll say this is kind of off topic a little bit, but I have never, everything that Donald Trump is about, I've always just, but after seeing When They See Us, it made me hate that man even more.
Oh, that
That's gonna come up later in Netflix.
Netflix and chill.
I haven't watched it yet because everybody that told me they watched
You're
it
gonna be pissed.
got angry and cried, and
I was a combination.
Based
so
on
we're talking
what
about
I
that
talked
later?
about,
Yeah.
Okay, my
but
bad,
based on
my
what I
bad.
talked
You
about
good?
in the
Yeah.
show earlier, when we going through with our nigga back home, I was like, I don't want nothing that's gonna make me cry. I don't want nothing that's gonna make me mad. Like,
But I just feel like Donald Trump has been a shitty person, but it's not surprising to me that.
Forever.
I mean, we're in a racist country, and I think people need to wake the fuck up. Like, I can't believe so many people just didn't vote. Like, if we, as black people, we feel like, oh, they gonna take care of it. No, y'all really have to get out there and vote.
And the problem
Like,
is,
it's numbers. It's strength in numbers.
it's not just the major elections that black people vote in. They don't realize that you have to vote in all of the elections. The smaller ones are more important than the presidential.
100% true.
So
for our everyday life,
if you know that you've got
they can be like, what
taxes
the fuck
coming
is
up,
you doing?
when you turn around and the taxes all of a sudden end up at 7% in your city, and you can't understand why, it's because your dumb ass didn't go out and vote.
Child, I ain't getting no taxes back this year.
In the opposite year, when they're passing these tax laws and they're passing, hey, do you want your school to get an extra $10 million added to your
fuck
school?
them kids.
You don't.
That's a last piece of bread.
You don't go
Fuck them
vote.
kids.
That's the last piece of bread.
Oh.
That's your last piece.
No, it's not. It's still bread over there.
Hell no, it's not. It's
I'm
bread.
trying to help. I'm trying to help.
Fuck it, I'll restart tomorrow.
But yeah.
Yeah, so Mueller came out and supposedly published the findings from their investigation. And what Amarad and bullshit and waffle
You say
is where
We just had a whole conversation
had
about
Bullshit,
bullshit.
as in the past tense of bullshit.
We already did that, but yes, I'm
Wow.
glad you noticed it too.
Okay.
at any rate, y'all leave me alone, I'm geeking out. So what he was trying to say was there is enough evidence to support the fact that the Trump administration actively participated in Russia's involvement in the 2016 election. They, number one, took an incredible advantage of it. Number two, it's possible that they had foreknowledge of its proceedings. And number three, they obstructed justice deliberately by stymieing Mueller's investigation throughout the entire process. Those three items alone are indictable under federal law.
But it won't happen until he gets out of office.
I want it to happen.
By law, you can't indict a sitting president.
Then how did they
I
get
thought
away
you
with Bill
can. You
Clinton?
can.
That was
Y'all
also
get
part.
too
That was
smart
also
for me
part of
on
the chess
that.
game he played by putting those two Supreme Court justices on the bench. He's not. They're not going to indict him while he's sitting.
They're not
Once he
going
gets
to,
once
but
he
you
gets
can.
out. Once he gets out, huh?
You can, but
I
they're
think
not going
there's.
to.
I think legally you can't actually prosecute a sitting president. You can impeach and try to get him removed, and then once he's removed, then you can prosecute. But you can't prosecute a
Y'all
sitting
think he's gonna
president.
get back in office?
I pray not.
No, he's not gonna win. You said, is he gonna win?
But
No.
His
the
fucked
fake
up
woke,
presidency in
which I
history.
call the folk, the fake woke, they are still like.
They're going hard for him.
We didn't want Hillary. We don't want Hillary.
Right.
They, like Russia really did a number on them. So it's a lot of millennials who are, I'm all about this, but they still like are with
I
Trump.
don't have to be a
In a
Democrat
weird
because
way.
I'm
I don't
black
think he's
type
gonna win.
people. Like,
I don't think
That's
he's
right.
gonna
I'm
win.
not a
The
Democrat.
and
Democrats
I
are
agree
like
with you.
a
Don't have to
squad
be,
coming
but
after
to
the
support
average.
Trump when he's against everything
Yeah, like
that you are.
The
yeah,
fact-
you don't have to be a Democrat, but let's not be fucking
You
idiots.
can
Right.
flat
Because
out
now
be
will
independent,
another
and that's
Republican?
totally fine.
I mean, well, first of all, he's the incumbent, so there's not going to be another Republican.
Right.
The Democrats are going to win.
And Joe Biden keep touching booties.
Yeah, I think
So,
the Bernie
I'm
machine is really
dead.
strong. Bernie machine.
Joe Biden a little fine. He can touch on my booty.
Really?
Joe Biden.
Joe
was
Biden
fine.
fine? He can touch your
He
booty?
was fine. back in the day.
I'm next.
than
Then.
Joe
I'm
Biden.
next. I'm next. If you let Joe
Joe
Biden touch
Biden-
your
I'm
booty,
saying,
I'm next.
I'm
Goddamn it.
finer than Joe Biden.
I know I
But
am.
hey, Joe Biden got that check though.
I got
Joe
a check,
Biden's a
shit.
trick. He is a trick. Are you a trick? No, exactly. Joe Biden gonna
No.
trick on this ass. You not tricking. Joe Biden, look, you rub on me, I ain't gonna tell nobody, Joe. I ain't gonna tell nobody.
Oh, so if I rub it, will you telling somebody?
Hell yeah!
Oh, shit. You ain't shit.
We can't afford this. The show is gonna make it. Nobody
the
just
bread is all
exploring.
gone. Y'all some hungry
We're not gonna make
motherfuckers,
it.
man.
Here you go, guys.
Yeah, bring that shit
The
over here,
hookah
Idris.
is finer currently here.
It's gonna cost you a booty rub though.
Hell no, hook ain't that strong, nigga.
Hey, I too.
I'm dead.
My G.
Can we get a cover? Goddamn.
I told you we had.
What's your name?
He bring.
Big mama.
There you go.
Big Mom.
Come on now. Please, nigga, damn. I'm just playing.
I
Sorry.
had to cover on that, but
They got me drunk. I'm just playing with
it's
you.
okay.
But we can't really get a cover for real.
I had it on there, but smoking too hard.
Oh, well, smoking too hard. That shit too hard.
That's when I smell burning.
I didn't want to know.
No, it's okay. Don't kill me.
Who we got? Jay Billions. Jay Billions talented on Instagram every Thursday night at Be Social. Every Saturday night at Be Social. What else you got going, Billions?
Shit.
Everybody
Kickback. That's it. Up the top. That's it.
All right. Every Thursday night at Be Social. We was there last week.
Karaoke.
JB and Jay Billions sang last week.
JB tore it up. I just accompanied. Keep putting that out.
Come on, yeah.
This hoe ain't hitting.
She said the hoe ain't hitting.
Everyone ain't hitting.
Yeah, I need that in there.
It's hitting.
Okay.
You want to buy it.
Okay. Yeah, I like my shit strong. I'm sorry. I'm a crackhead.
Me too.
Okay.
What's your sign?
I'm a Leo.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of no,
Leo. All three of y'all Leos. Hold it. Troy, you're a
Aquarius.
emotional.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Ever Scorpio.
Scorpio.
I'm an Aries.
I love Scorpios.
Hey.
I'm just letting
You
you
know,
know
Scorpios and
that
Leos
this
aren't
week-
compatible, but I love Scorpios for some reason. I love Scorpios. I do.
Well, I love Leos.
I'm
That's
big.
what's up.
No, you don't. Watch out, nigga. Watch out
Hey.
now. I'm snitching still.
Snitching.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Snitch, goddamn.
Wait, when's your birthday? You, Leo. When's your
August 20th.
Okay, 17th. We 3 days
Hey!
Billions. What about that?
I'm July 26th.
Oh, he's an early Leo.
Early.
So
Let me
we
get
gonna switch on over to the kids of the Nipsey Hussle Award this week. It's going out to 2 recipients.
JB.
We have Mr. Jawan Howard.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell y'all this.
Yeah, that's our homeboy.
And I actually know Jawan. Like when he played for the Washington Bullets back in DC, I would we used to go to the clubs, and I would party with Jawan. I remember one night a girl dropped me off at the club, and the club got shut down a little early, and I was just stuck because she wasn't coming to get me till like 3, and Jawan was like, call on my phone. And I wasn't nobody. I was a rapper, but I wasn't nobody for real. And he was like,
Everybody's somebody. I hate
Well,
when people
okay,
say that.
okay.
I don't
Yeah,
like
okay.
that. I just have to correct you. I don't like when people say that.
Yeah, I didn't mean it quite that way. I know I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
I'm
Okay.
no grace new. I know who the fuck I am, but I feel you.
Right.
But he gave me his phone, was like, call her and tell her to come down. And I was like he's my favorite. Like, I grew up watching Michigan. So Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, the whole Fab Five.
Jalen
I was Jalen Rose, Jimmy King. I was a big fan. And when I saw him, I was like, nigga, I'm like your biggest fan, nigga. Like I've been watching you forever. You play in DC now. Like you the nigga to me. And then we partied and drank and acted an ass. And I was like, fuck, I ain't got to get home. Like, I'm like making a joke, like being funny. Like, nigga, I gotta be home. She ain't coming to the 3. This is bullshit. He was like, oh yeah, my nigga, hold up, call him. I was just like, this $100 million nigga just gave me his phone. Like, yeah, call your girl. Like get back home.
I got a question. What was your phone?
Yeah.
Back then, no, this was.
Where was your phone?
Tell me you ain't had no
We
phone.
all didn't have cell phones back in the 90s.
Shit into
Like
the
in the 90s,
No, I'm just
most of y'all were children in the 90s. We didn't.
Now,
Everybody
cell
didn't have a
phones,
cell
everybody
phone
didn't have
in
a
the
cell
90s.
phone. There was no smartphone. There was
Yeah,
the
like-
I'm not
Motorola.
gonna lie. I've had a cell phone since I was like 12.
What year was that? What year was that? Was it the
I don't
90s?
know.
Was it the 90s?
Not
I
really.
think so. I graduated 2007.
So that was like late 90s.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't the 90s. You graduated from what in 2007?
High school.
Yeah.
So in junior high school it was 2003.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about 90s.
Okay, so I was
He
like,
needs
So
to-
you was like 5 years old
Yeah.
when I did this. Everybody only
damn,
this
nigga,
year
how old is you? 50?
Damn.
I'm just playing.
Wow.
My
You know
bad.
what? You know what? That's what we doing
But I'm like,
today.
hold on, nigga, goddamn.
I'm 43.
No, you not. You serious?
Oh,
You
oh,
dead ass?
Oh, hold up. Let me get this. Yeah, I'm 43.
She ain't believe it.
Really?
You was talking too much.
Oh, okay.
I hit the crack. Go ahead.
So yeah, yeah, so you got chili and pieces, and you still suck on all that smoke? Oh, Lex got that.
Thank.
I got
Yeah.
that water.
She got that.
I got that water. I got that water.
She's sucking.
Yeah, shout out to
No, you really 43 for real? I would never guess. I swear to God.
Damn.
I really thought you were like, I would say 30, 31. No, dead
Oh
ass.
shit! Hey,
You got your whole hairline intact.
There you go.
1 gray hair.
Yeah.
2. That's cool. I got a little gray in here in my bun somewhere. You look good. You look good. You look
if
good.
Lex tell me I look good, I'm about to crop this
On
whole video.
everything.
This video is about to get cropped.
I would never guess that you're
Ladies, Ashanti,
Why did you do
you
that?
better get
I'm
it
sorry.
together.
Now for the next week, we're gonna have this. It's just gonna be you telling
You
him
look
you look
good.
good, and he gonna sit here and replay.
Wait, this is the clip we gonna use. You look good, nigga.
She
You
said I
look
look
good.
I'm just saying.
And let's go on the pod name Kickback. While you sitting up here
Yeah,
with
we'll
a
use
promo,
it. We'll use
go with it. We'll go with it. We'll run it.
So, we kind of got off on a
Who
tangent,
does this
but
go to?
it goes to me. But Juwan Howard was actually named the head basketball coach for
Michigan.
the Michigan Wolverines. Now,
Yeah.
this was his alma mater. Those of you who are a little younger than you and I are don't remember the Michigan Fab Five. That's who he was talking about earlier. Jalen Rose, Jimmy King, Juwan Howard, Chris Webber.
I know who Jalen Rose is.
Okay, good. And that other nigga, I forgot who
It was Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Jalen Rose,
Jimmy King.
Jimmy King, and Ray Jackson.
Ray Jackson. Thank you.
Boom. And you know what's
Thank
funny? Who else was on that team? The Bama who got Magic fired, made Magic leave at
Who is
LA.
that nigga?
Rob Pelinka.
Yes.
He was on that team.
He
Oh, we
was?
talking about sports.
Oh wow.
Sorry. Yeah. At any rate.
I thought we was talking about like ESPN because that's where I know Jalen Rose from.
Well, yeah.
Well, back in the day, he played basketball.
Oh shit, I didn't know. I just knew him from that commercial that he was in with Kobe Bryant.
Oh yeah.
Do you follow any sports?
Hell no, unless they get in that contract and they slide on my DMs and I Google that nigga real quick. Let me look up that contract. Oh,
Really?
I'm just being honest. I don't follow sports at all. Sorry. Go ahead though. Let it out, nigga.
So I
Let that shit out.
I was grinding
That shit hit.
Yeah.
You know, you got back.
The Nipsey Hussle Award goes to Juwan Howard. He played for Michigan. He went on to the NBA, DC team. The Bullets, the Wizards that we all love.
Just y'all.
Well, me, JB, and F. We from DC.
Just y'all.
Those three of us, three of the six.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I got some homies in DC. I like DC.
I probably know them niggas.
Yeah.
They show drugs?
Huh?
They show drugs?
No.
I don't know. Okay, so shout out to them and shout out to Juwan Howard for becoming the head coach at Michigan. My G, a nigga that showed me nothing but love. And the 2-3 times I met him and didn't have to, because I wasn't on his radar. I wasn't nobody. So for him to show me that type of love was just him. That's who he is as a human.
So he's a head coach now.
He's a
Is
head
he
coach.
married?
Shit. I honestly
She's
don't
like,
know.
she need to
I think he is.
He got. Hey boo, congratulations. You can follow me at Lex_P_. How you doing?
He light skinned nigga.
I don't like light skinned niggas. I like my niggas. He light skinned?
He red.
We can make it work, baby.
Okay, but there you go. Juwan harder than Lex, and I'll hook you up. I know where she be at. But I want to send him a shout out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
shout out to him. That's a
Absolutely.
big deal though. Cause I know like I don't know much about sports, but I know like getting a job like that is a big fucking deal. You don't just land on that job.
not
You gotta work.
like
You gotta
that.
grind. That takes years of work. So
And To give y'all some background, he was an assistant coach for LeBron James and Dwayne Wade in Miami. And he auditioned. He interviewed for the LA Lakers with LeBron this year. He didn't get that, but he was good enough to audition for it.
Amen.
Or interview for it.
That's a blessing.
But he did get his alma mater, Michigan.
I think he'll be happier.
Wolverines.
So do what you do and make them motherfuckers win. They be winning.
When he played, they won.
Yeah.
Okay, but that was like 80 years ago. No.
Wow.
Now we talking about now. So
He
do
gotta
what
bring
you
him
do.
back. He gotta bring him
that
back.
shit back,
So if
nigga.
you bring him back, then
We giving you
people
the
get
award. You
all
better
back.
bring that. Don't embarrass me, cause you my boo now.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay,
You my man now.
Jerome?
Speaking of scary people, our other Nipsey Hussle Award goes to the New Era Activist Group.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to my folks off Fable and Lasher in Detroit. There is a new street code out to protect women and children, and I think
amen.
that is dope.
We have to protect
That
our women
code-
at all costs.
That code had been in effect and it died down and it came back and it died down. But like our generation, like niggas was like, remember in men's society,
Yeah.
I ain't killing no women or no babies. Nigga, you a bitch, why you ain't killing me? You know, but it was said. And that's what they're bringing back. Like we're not doing no drive-bys against women and children.
Well, not only
But
that.
they doing that. I just saw a clip today of somebody in Chicago. They pulled up on some people. They shot a lady. She had a baby in her hand. And I
saw
feel
that.
like,
Well, I didn't see it, but I heard it.
yeah, I feel like people have no regards for life.
They don't.
First of all, like we just lost. Like we're giving the whole Nipsey Hussle award because we lost somebody that was so important to us. So, and the fact that after that, like Offset got shot at, there's so many people be getting shot at. It's like, for what? And why don't y'all just get out there and fight like niggas and just do that shit and get it over with? Why do you have to take a life away? Y'all taking away people's fathers, people's sons, people's husbands, people's wives, people's children. It's like life, that's it. You can't get it back. So I feel like people have no regard for people's life, especially like women and children. Like it's sad because a lot of people live in these neighborhoods, you know, they have to live where they can afford to live. So I feel like protecting people is so important. I mean, and even me, like I've been to like a really popular event before and I've been sexually harassed in front of people and I'm screaming for help and everybody's looking at me like, girl, calm down. You know
Not
what I'm
in this
saying?
dojo.
And
Not in
I'm
this
just
dojo.
like, what
Fuck
the
that.
fuck? You know?
Fuck that.
You know what I'm saying? Because,
It
bitch,
happens
I'm loud as
regularly.
fuck. You touch me if you want to. It's about to be a whole motherfucking scene, bitch. And so for people out there, I feel like it's so important to protect women and protect these children.
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
sure.
And to just to add, this initiative isn't just about, you know, these guys kind of curbing their own activities. They have actually instituted a protective and a watch program. So their goal is to actually assist the police. Their goal is to they got men. I don't know.
She called him a weenie.
Wow.
What you call me?
A weenie.
Damn.
You better hit that hookah, nigga.
Man, this ain't no blunt. You don't hit the hookah.
Hit the hookah, nigga.
Hookahs for women. I'm not used to. I might
Really?
suck on a clip, but I don't suck like y'all.
Oh,
suck.
yep, that's what he
So
just
y'all
said. He just
strong.
called y'all women.
Really? That's what you're doing?
So I want to break
You
this
calling us women
down.
'cause we smoke
Everybody is talking shit, but I want to break this
Really?
down because I want people to understand how
Yes, break
important
it down for us,
how
yes.
important this is. So they've got men volunteering up to 5 hours a week, patrolling the neighborhoods with using their
Shit
phones
was-
to dime whatever happens out to the police. They
I think it's
are
just me, though.
they are convincing men to, like you said, intervene when someone calls for
Yes.
distress.
Yes.
They're also handing out whistles. You know,
I think
the
that's
old
great.
thing, like the rape whistle
Yeah.
thing. They're handing out whistles because a whistle sounds different than somebody screaming or
Right,
yelling.
right.
So they're also training people. When you hear a whistle,
that's
come
lit.
running, nigga. Like
That means
that means somebody needs to be saved. Somebody
Right.
is in war.
And that's why
I
I
need
said,
to
like,
be
in my position, I had one of my close homeboys, and I still fuck with him to this day, just because he was the only nigga ready to fight. Cause everybody was like looking at it like, calm down, it's not.
See, is that just me?
Blow it out.
Just blow it, niggas. Oh God, they can't smoke the hookah, y'all.
This shit tastes weird. I don't like this shit.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I like strong hookah. But anyways, I just do feel like that's very important because, like I said, people was because I was drunk, I was intoxicated, but nigga, I know who the fuck I know around me.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So if I'm telling people I'm uncomfortable, this nigga just grabbed me. Like, so the fact that it was only one man against, like, it was a lot of people out there and they was like, oh, Lex, calm down, calm down. So I feel like that's a great idea and that's very important for people to know. Like, hey, I'm uncomfortable. Because sometimes women be intoxicated. Like, I've been in situations, I'm a people person. I know how to work a room. So I just recently had a situation where this nigga was like doing the most and I'm just like, and everybody's like, oh, this is awkward and da-da-da. But I'm like telling people like, y'all can't let shit go down like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can look at my face and feel uncomfortable, but everybody's like, oh, well, I didn't know. But it's like,
a lot of the times they'll hear and see something that's
and
going
they're
on
like, oh,
and
let me
don't
mind my
say anything.
business.
I have heard so many times it's a domestic violence situation and I'm not getting involved. That is what I typically hear.
Right.
It's not domestic if that's not my dude.
Right.
And we not at home and you see me out
Right.
in public and I'm saying no.
Right.
Like, I've legit had to have, when I was hosting and modeling, I used to go a lot of places by myself.
Mhm.
That's just what I do.
Right.
I have an event, I don't have somebody to go with me, I show up solo.
Right.
I had one of my homies, Beans, was like, ma'am, you are 5 feet, I don't know how much you weigh, you cannot go out by yourself. So he would legit pay somebody from his security team to show up with me to at least be there so I wouldn't be by myself because I'm going all over Atlanta by myself at all hours of the night.
Right.
After clubs, you name it. It's dangerous.
It's very dangerous. Because, I mean, not y'all, but people, and I think a lot of times men are disconnected because y'all don't understand because y'all aren't women. So, y'all don't understand that niggas are fucking creeps. And it's bad.
We get it.
It's bad. So I think a lot of times, especially with the Me Too movement, I feel like people think that, oh, we're being dramatic. And no, nigga, like, it's been like this. And it's a lot of times that women get harassed and you don't even realize, baby, this nigga harassed you.
Yeah.
But they made it so normal for a nigga to be like, oh shit, baby, he don't let you have friends.
Like,
this is sexual harassment.
This is sexual harassment. This is unwarranted, unwanted
like,
touching.
you know what I'm
That's
saying?
too much.
Like,
When
I was pregnant with my oldest, minding my own business at work, at a regular ass day job, I'm sitting here doing my job. The milkman gonna come in and talk about something. I know why your ass pregnant. Fucking excuse me? I didn't ask you why I was pregnant. I know why the hell my ass is pregnant.
Right.
I don't need you saying anything.
Right.
That's sexual harassment.
All that stuff. Words mean
Are you
things.
fucking kidding me?
So
Yeah,
shout
he
out
got
to them
fired.
because I think that is
I
super
hope so.
dope.
Yeah, he got fired.
I think that's super dope because I feel like a lot of women need to be protected. A lot of them don't know that they need to be protected because they're
All
used to
women
being
need to be protected. That's what was instilled in us from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
We lost that as a collective along the way, but some of us niggas ain't lose that shit. Like that, it ain't gonna happen in front of. I can promise you, it ain't gonna happen in none of the front of the four of us.
Yeah,
I
you
can
goddamn
promise
right.
that.
Goddamn right. Yeah, fuck that shit. Yeah. So shout out to the New Era movement for starting this initiative in Detroit. I hope it goes, viral. I hope it goes national because this is something that we need. And for those of you who have been living under a rock, Detroit is fucked up right now.
I know. I lived there for a few years.
I got a homie
It's
who
bad, but
was
it
born
ain't
and raised
that
there.
bad.
Come
It's
on.
bad.
It ain't?
It's bad, but it ain't that bad. Like, it's pockets the same way it is anywhere else.
I'm not talking.
in Detroit, like you know how you're in Atlanta, not a suburb. Yeah, it's bad all the way in Detroit, but it's literally pockets of it that hit and miss.
But that's the word. That's how it is.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the water. I'm talking about the fact that
Well, that's
now,
Flint. That's like Austell.
Yeah. Well, but there's also statistics that show that this epidemic with women and children being just snatched and murdered in Detroit is
Now that
it is a problem.
So Detroit has a whole issue that I don't know why it's like that. They have 2 warehouses full of rape kits that can't be processed because there's not enough money up there. And there have been serial rapists that are going from like down anywhere up the East Coast, going back to Detroit, committing rapes in Detroit because they know they can get away with it. There was actually a serial rapist not too long ago that got caught in like Virginia or something. And when they finally pinged his shit, it pinged to all these rape kits in Detroit, and they were able to solve like 30 rapes. So it's bad in that aspect, but I'm like, how many other cities are like that where there's not enough funding? I know as a fact from experience, Atlanta has a backup on rape and domestic violence situations.
Yes, they do.
So
yes, they do.
it's like, okay, you're pointing these out in Detroit. So can you gangs down here in Atlanta get together and do the women down here the same way, because it's bad here too.
Yeah, well,
and the Atlanta gangs are doing it because we shouted them all last week.
Yes, we did. And let's also point out this statistic. Atlanta is the #1 state in the union for sex trafficking right now. #1 state in the union.
And it's ridiculous. And I don't know if it's because the airport is here and it's so busy and that's why it's able to happen. I'm not sure, but I know we were talking about it. I don't know if we were talking about it on the air, but as far as sex trafficking goes, the Super Bowl weekend, Uber was telling female drivers stay at home because people were catching.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was told to stay at home. Don't go drive. I got pinged. Don't go out because we're scared that you're going to be driving and get carjacked.
Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm just studying.
You're trying to call me out.
I'm not calling you. I'm just studying.
So on to the next topic. Unfortunately, this one is not happy. This one makes me sad.
Uh-oh.
A question of the week.
I'm sorry, y'all. If I
Yeah.
laugh, please don't.
You're not.
I don't think you'll laugh at this one. How can we help kids deal with cyberbullying? Another baby has committed suicide after being bullied.
Okay, so I'll say this. I'm not blaming the parents, but it's like when I was in like middle school going to high school, that's when MySpace came out. Why are y'all not monitoring what your children are doing online? I actually had a parent send me a message like, hey, my daughter follows you and she's always talking about you and I follow you. That's how she found you. But you just post things that's not for children. Can you please block her because she just keeps following you? I said, girl, you ain't had to tell me that but a word.
But how about you delete your child off social media?
Take their phone. You need to monitor their phone. When I was growing up, my mom was always in my phone. I'm 12. You need to be going through my phone.
Absolutely.
You need to be knowing who I'm talking to and what we're talking about, especially now.
Yeah.
My coworker her daughter is like 9 or 10 years old. She's always going through her phone. Social media is so different and it's so powerful. Like, I just seen a little girl go viral the other day just because she was twerking good. And it's a funny little video. Because, I mean, we look at it weird, but I mean, like, little girls dance. We all dance. It's like, and we
dance, but don't twerk.
But I mean, but you have to realize that's a culture for some people, though. Like in the Caribbean islands, like dancing and doing all that, that's a culture for them.
Yes, but they're not doing it like girls in the United States are.
Right.
So that's why if a little girl in the Caribbean is doing it, it doesn't.
It's not look right. Right. So I agree with that. So it's like, we laughing at the video, but I'm laughing at the video because it's funny. Because I'm like, okay, girl, get it. But I'm thinking about all the nasty perverts looking at her.
The child sex trafficking people.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, the ones that are sitting here, hey, little girl, you want to be a star?
Right.
Come meet me over here, and now your child is gone.
Right. So I'm just like, as far as the cyberbullying goes, and I feel like Black people don't take mental health and depression serious.
They don't
at all.
We don't.
Especially in children, because I feel like if a kid says like, oh, this is going on, oh, hit them back. No, you need to monitor what's going on in your child's life and don't make them afraid. I feel like a lot of times in Black homes, we're scared to talk to our mom about this and that. We're scared to talk about sex or, oh, this boy touched me. We don't tell our parents that out of fear. So that's a whole nother issue.
My college roommates, shout out to the roomies. They're the ones that had the sex talk with me at 19. I was 19 before somebody sat down and talked to me about sex. That's too late. Like, I have a 13-year-old, and me knowing him going into middle school, I'm like, ain't no way in hell your teacher's about to tell you what sex is. Come on, let's sit down. We're going to have a talk.
Absolutely.
Before you go to sit down to the sex ed class, we're going to have a conversation.
Absolutely.
And I flat out told him, you get a baby, guess what? Your life is over.
Right.
You ain't going to have no damn fun. You taking care of a kid. Because if you think you about to put all the responsibilities on a little girl and I'm a single fucking mama,
Right.
you done got your head split.
Right.
Like, you gonna sit down and you're gonna handle your function.
Right.
You gonna get a job, all your video games is gone. Like, there is no fun once you have a kid, unless you have an income.
Right.
So guess what that means you get to do at 16,
Right.
17, however old.
Get to go.
And
take
that's
your
why I said
ass to work.
I do feel like I'm blessed because I always had a relationship with my mom. Like since I was younger, like my mom was talking to me about sex when I was 11 and let me know
Right.
what's
That's
good,
what,
what's
that's what
up.
my mother was.
So it's like I feel like as far as like the cyberbullying goes, my mom always told me when I was little, oh, you're beautiful, you're this, you that. So growing up, like I didn't have all the confidence, but I just always knew like ain't nothing wrong with me, something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like these parents need to be more active in it. Cause I don't want to blame it on the parents, but
Oh,
y'all
it's the
have,
parents.
you have to talk to your fucking children.
It's the
Why is
parents.
your child on Instagram at 11 o'clock at night scrolling? That's no.
My
So,
child-
how I look at it is like, I don't have any kids, but I'm godparent to both
It's
his
the kid
kids.
side of the room.
And his son is my nephew, and JB is, you know, I'm not active, but like these are my niggas. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I got a responsibility to deliver my message. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, especially with Iron Kill, like I'm their godfather. Like I'm not just the uncle or just the homie that's the older person.
Like if something happens,
Yeah.
like you're
Like,
responsible.
so I feel like I need to, like I have a responsibility. Like if a nigga teasing Kale or Ari, I'm like, they should have enough wherewithal of who they are that it doesn't even, it's gonna bother you a little bit because we're human, but not that much. And I think that that's my job. You know, I know it's his job as the father, but it's my job as the godfather too. And I take that very seriously. And I'm looking at it like seeing young kids killing themselves. Like to me,
But it's
I never give a fuck what nobody thought.
When
I
you
thought what
see
my
these
niggas,
kids-
I give a fuck what my niggas thought.
When
My
you
big
see-
homies.
But when you see these kids that are getting picked on, it's not an isolated incident. It's something that's been happening for a long ass time.
But now we have social media where shit spreads like that.
Correct.
And I feel
So
like
you have a little kid that they've been picked on 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and you're hitting like, what the fuck? A 13-year-old? I have a 13-year-old. So the first thing I do when I see something like this, Jaden, come here, we gotta have a talk. Come here, we sitting down. You picking on anybody? Anybody picking on you? Like, that's how we handle the situation.
And how I look at it is, what I want to do is I want to tell my godchildren and my nieces and nephews, you are great. You are beautiful.
you have to.
You are
have
smart. You are intelligent.
You have
so
to.
when somebody comes along and says you're not,
You be like,
it don't even impact it. I don't want to fix it. I don't want to, they've been teaching you for 3 years. Well, I'm here to tell you you're great. Fuck that. I want to tell them before they even experience it, I want them to know who they are when they go into the situation.
Well,
And that's what's really, really, really important to me now in my role in my godchildren and nephews' lives is that they know before anything happens, they know who they are. So like, yeah, your shirt's funny. Okay, you may not like my shirt. Cool. But I know who I am.
right.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't affect me. Uncle New explained to me, you know what I'm saying? Told me this. So you don't like my shirt. Whatever.
one of the things.
What do y'all think? Because y'all, you two are parents,
Yeah.
and I'm
Well,
not.
yeah.
Does my philosophy, does it work?
No, well, it works
To an extent.
To an extent, but there is something fundamental about that time in a child's life that we as adults don't understand, and that is that their school becomes their whole world.
Everything.
Their entire world, everything. So you put yourself in that mindset and then you imagine, okay, some embarrassing shit happens or some trick was played or something is done to put them in a spot where they go viral for the wrong reasons. So then it becomes, okay, now I am a global pariah. Now that's not true. That's not what's really happening. But in their minds, that is what happened.
Because
Right.
35 kids in their class.
Right.
Yeah, so it's tough. So what you have to do in those cases is you have to dispel that microcosm of the school is your only society. The school is the only place where you get your friends. The school is the only place where you have people that you know that you can hang with who appreciate you.
Right.
So what I do for my children is I give them a life outside of school and independently of school.
Exactly.
My children have friends that are their cousins, their next door neighbors. Everybody I know who has kids, I try and make sure that their kids are friends with my kids.
Right.
Because I don't want them to be limited by the bullshit
Right.
that happens at school.
Right.
Because if you get caught up in that school shit,
It can get real ugly.
it can get incredibly ugly. And that's your whole world. Your whole world
Right.
just comes crashing down.
And
That's what you have to avoid.
One of my big, huge issues is it is against the law for children under the age of 13 to have social media and emails. Why in the fuck are 11-year-olds getting cyberbullied? Why?
My kids
Right.
don't.
It's against the law
My
for
kids-
social media to be had. Like, I have a
My kids do
13-year-old now, and he's already burned my damn bridge with having social media. Because I gave him access to his business account that the little Negro used for damn fun times. I'm sitting over here minding my own business, and a DM that shouldn't have happened at 11:30 at night.
Right, exactly.
So I'm sitting here like, okay, motherfucker, you want to sit over here and play a game? I got something for your ass. Get off. Give me your phone. You now have to turn your phone into me at 9 o'clock at night.
And I'll say this for me, because I dealt with a different side of bullying, because like I went to an all-white school growing up, so I was like all with the white people. I got bullied by black people growing up.
Because you sounded white.
Because I talked white, all my friends were white,
Yeah,
I was dating white boy.
Welcome to
Welcome
our
to the
world.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's important for parents to let their kids know also where their bullies are coming from. Because these parents are, most of the time, kids that are the bad bullies are the parents that don't give a fuck.
They don't
and
care.
they're not, and so this
They don't
bully is
show
coming
up.
from jealousy. So
Yep.
at an early age, my mom let me know, Tiara, look where you're living. Look how you're living. You have to realize that these people are jealous of you, and it's not nothing that you can do or you can control. And I'm like, I will never forget. I had a teacher, and she had a poster on her wall and said, 20 years from now, it won't matter how popular you were in high school. And I looked at that song like, yeah, right. I need to get on homecoming court, bitch. What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I having all those conversations with my mom and her letting me know, girl, you are blessed. You are the shit. Do you know how amazing you are? And now being an adult, I'm like, it's so funny because all those people that used to bully me, they all be like, oh, you on the radio now, girl? Oh, you at the BET? Girl,
It's
look
not
at you, look
over
at you.
yet.
And it's just so funny. So
The
I feel
boys
like,
you like from high school,
yes,
they DMing you now?
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
just it's just
Yeah,
crazy.
the
'cause-
girls be DMing me and JB too.
I'm dead.
They be like, yeah, like JB, like new.
So
yeah.
you don't
It's not the
want
same. Like, I legit grew up, I was a nerd. I legitimately mean
I was
I
a
was
poppin' nigga in high school.
no.
to. Yeah, see, I was popular.
a
I just wasn't
nerd.
accepted by people who looked like me.
I
So-
was a straight up, didn't get my first pair of Jordans until I was 30-ish years old.
I
didn't-
stopped wearing Jordans at 25.
I did, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, I never had a pair at 25. I never had name brand shoes at 25. I was still wearing off brands. I'm one of 6 kids. My parents couldn't afford that kind of stuff. I got 2 siblings in college, and then it's bam, 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 all the way down. We couldn't afford that kind of stuff. So I'm legitimately getting picked on. Look at your hair. Your mama and daddy don't let you go get weave. Your mama and daddy don't let you go to the salon to get your hair done. You wear glasses. Look at your pants. You don't have on Gucci pants. No, I didn't wear Gucci pants, and I still don't. And those Gucci pants don't.
Nobody's wearing Gucci right now.
I'm dead. But
I won't put it on there.
But I will say I do put it on the parents because, like I said, I feel like I grew up strong and I became a strong woman because of who my mom is, and she just let me know how important I was. So it would be sometimes I would come home from school crying because even though I was popular as fuck and all the white people loved me, I wanted to be accepted by my people and I just wasn't. But it's like now that I grew into who I was and she always let me know what I was gonna be. I was like, oh, this is what you were talking about. So I never felt like, oh, like suicide has never been an option. I feel like black people, we all go through things. We all be depressed at times. We all be like, fuck, I don't know if I can do this. But I just knew that wasn't an option for me because I always knew I'm valued to some people. So I feel like if these people were letting their kids know, hey, I need you. These people need you. And like he said, letting your friends have. My senior year of high school, I stopped hanging out with everybody from my school. That's when I started first getting my first black friends from other schools. And I was like, oh shit, I'm attractive? Oh, this is cool. Like, it's cool to have a big butt. Like, oh, it's cool to have
It's
curly
always
hair.
cool to have a big
Look,
butt.
it wasn't. No.
I was
To
told
me-
growing up that I
in-
was fat.
In my mental mind.
I was constantly
It was
told.
always-
I did not realize that I was cute until I was 19 years old. It's one thing.
That is a tragedy.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Even my own dad told me, "You're gonna be fat. You're gonna be big. I'm scared
Man.
you're gonna get bigger when you get older."
Smack
Like
the
that.
shit out of
That is what I
This
was
shit is
told
terrible.
growing up. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, like I'm even self-conscious now about weight. Like I done had 2 kids, and I'm sitting over here like, okay, you know what? Let me make sure I'm not. No, that's what happened. So had I not developed a sense of self on my own.
And it's hard to do that now, especially with social media. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine trying to do it now. When I had to do it, it was a long. There was no Twitter. There was no Facebook.
yeah.
No, we had.
There
And I'm gonna
was
be
no-
honest.
There was no Christian
Black
mingle.
Right, I'm big.
Like, it was just me. It was black.
I had black
But-
women in college.
But and
Right.
I'm always honest. I talk about this on my show on Poor Minds. Like I've done stuff to my body. So I don't want no 10-year-old looking at my Instagram like, oh my God, I need to. Baby, this is thousands of dollars of work. Don't look at me and be like, oh my God, I'm supposed to look. No, this is not what you're supposed to look like. This is not what you're going to look like. And when you wake up, like I have done things to my body. So don't look at me being like, oh, this is my goal. This is what I did for myself and what I wanted personally. So I do
respect
feel
it.
like
I
it's
respect
only.
the fuck out of that. I want to stop you really quickly. I respect the fuck out of that. Like I think that any human has the right to do whatever they want to do, and reap whatever benefits come to you.
Right.
But to tell little girls to say, hey, I did this. This isn't what you're supposed to look like. This isn't what, if you weren't born this way, then shame on you to be like, nah, you're still good.
Yeah.
You have to
Well, yeah, because I
That's
have little
gangster.
cousins, and like I said, it be young girls that be writing into me. They be 18, 19. I'm like, girl, look, all these girls that you be looking at, there be girls that get their body done 2-3 times, then they on Instagram photoshopping their body. It's not. It's a facade.
It's
Social
an
media is a
industry.
facade. So I
Yes.
feel like parents are getting younger and younger. Girls are having kids when they're 14, 15 years old. You have to be in your child's life and let them know this is not what it is.
Right.
And
I
it's
think
still
a lot
that
of
on
times
them.
so that they're too focused on because they had a child when they were younger, that they're too focused on trying to live their life at this particular point.
Exactly. And then everybody, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but like just like Bernice Burgos, everybody's looking at her because she's a grandmother and looking like how she looking. So they want to be living that
Well,
life.
I mean, if you 40
But that's-
and your grandma,
But
I
I'm just
mean,
saying, but Bernice is 1 out of a million, dog. Like you cannot look at her and be like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. No, the fuck, it's not.
Do you understand how gangster what you said is?
I mean, I'm a gangster, so yeah, I get it. I'm just playing. No,
No, you're
no,
not.
but
But like, no, I want to stop it for a second because
that's real.
like
That's an important message.
you have a very nice body.
thank you.
No, that's,
It better be nice.
respect. That's the
Shit.
most. I'm saying it in like my most. I'm on my. I got my halo up.
I got you.
So, Lex, you have a very nice body.
Thank you.
You're very attractive, and you have worked your way into a position where you could do things to further that.
Right, of course.
And there are little girls watching right now
Yes.
that are like, I'm scared of y'all, I'm this, I'm that, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm like, I know I'm going on some not bullshit, but I'm going here. I want you to tell the girls that like, what challenges have you faced with doing that?
Okay,
because everything doesn't just go, oh, I had an augmentation here, and now my life is perfect. It doesn't just switch that quick.
So
tell them.
In fact,
I tell this to
brings
people.
more problems.
I tell you.
Right.
Thank
It
you.
does bring
So
more
let me
problems.
explain this to people. But this is not just for young girls. This is for women in general. I had one of my really close friends coming to me crying and was like, all my friends, especially you're just doing so much, and I just feel like I'm stagnant. I'm not doing nothing, and I look like this. I'm like, first of all, let me tell you something. After I did this and got my body done and this and that, it was like, it didn't change who I was as a person. I'm still Lex, I'm still goofy. I still don't I put value, anybody who knows me, I put value in my personality before my body. Yes, I know I look good, but nigga, you gonna catch these jokes. But looking how I look, people don't wanna hear me talk. I have a whole podcast. People do not wanna hear me talk. They wanna see me in a thong, so it's like, nobody takes me seriously until they're like, oh shit, wait, she does have something to say.
I like to hear what you got to
she's
say,
not
but I
stupid.
wouldn't
She's
mind.
not stupid. Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is that's not normal. Like people like they have to like actually meet me and they're like, oh shit, she's actually not a dumb bitch that just wants to post her ass all the time. You know, when the new year started, I deleted so many pictures from my Instagram because I said, I'm done with this. I'm about to take my podcasting serious. I'm about to do this and I'm about to do that. So don't think your body's going to get done and you're going to find a nigga that's going to save you and life is going to be great, because it's not. Whatever you're trying to do is going to be even harder. Yeah, you're going to attract this baller and that baller. I'm not going to lie, when I got my body done, yes, I started attracting different type of niggas. But let me tell y'all something. No offense to y'all, but all these niggas trash. Rich, poor, whatever. Yep. Deal with what you want to deal with.
Except me, JB,
Pick your motherfucking poison.
Yeah.
Pick your motherfucking poison. But life does not get easier just because you got a small waist and a fat ass. Your grind is going to have to be harder. Because honestly, I feel like sometimes if I had the body I had before, maybe people will want to fucking hear what the fuck I got to say.
They won't.
You know?
They won't, because it's instantaneously, because you work in the industry, you're automatically either fucking somebody or stupid.
Right.
And if your opinion isn't the same as theirs, you're stupid.
Right.
And it comes out that way. They will address you in that manner, they will talk to you in that manner, and it doesn't matter what you feel, what you've gone through, what you've experienced.
Right.
You're automatically stupid because you're a woman.
Right. And then people who have worked with me know I don't play that shit. If I even feel the slightest that you trying to holler at me, or I'm not fucking with you. I'm not on that shit. It's business. It's too much money out here to be made. So for all the women out here that are watching, and honestly, I'm not nowhere near, I haven't even scratched the surface on what I want to do. So never just look at my Instagram or look at my social media like, oh yeah, Lex got it made. No, nigga, I'm out here grinding. I'm out here working. I feel better and I look better and I like the way my body, I will never take my surgery back. I love it. I did that for me because of what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I be having to watch what I eat. He was like watching me like, oh, this your last piece of bread? Yeah, nigga, this is my last piece of bread. Cause you still gotta watch what you eat. You still gotta be in the gym. It ain't like you just wake up and you just be fine for the rest of your life. Fucking
That's
no.
very real.
So
Very
it's
real.
like, don't be thinking that everybody always thinks the grass is greener on the other side.
It's not always.
And it's definitely not like that. So I feel like people, especially with social media now, stop looking at other people and thinking what they're doing. Because let me tell you something. I have never seen so many women and men with all these followers on social media who don't have a pot to piss in. It be bitches that got Gucci bags, niggas that got YSL shoes on, and they don't got nothing. Nothing.
I've had people like, yeah, I see you killing Atlanta. I'm like, I'm killing.
I'm like, that's all
I'm killing. Really? No.
Right.
I'm not killing shit.
I think
Got my
that's-
shit
I
together.
just killed that last bill, nigga. Like, I ain't killing. I'm
But
not
I think that's
killing
why it's
it.
also important to surround yourself with people who are doing more than you. Like, don't surround yourself with people who stunt on the ground. I've surrounded myself with people who are actually doing what I want to do. And
That's
are
very
actually
smart.
successful.
That's
I'm
very
trying to be
smart.
around people I can learn from and that can teach me something.
That's why you're here today.
Yes.
Like real nigga shit. I told you I've been watching.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah.
from our conversation, you know I've been literally watching.
Thank you, look, thank you.
And I take that philosophy like I want people who know more than me, who have achieved levels of success that I want to. You, Kiki, even the mixed signals podcast. Like I'm watching y'all, and I'm applauding y'all, and I'm supporting y'all, and I don't want to get corny, but like, thank you for coming on.
Of course.
Because I know what you're doing, and I know, the work you've done and the levels you've ascended to. And you could even be like, I ain't coming.
Right.
But you came.
Of course.
So that's gangster.
Because I feel like I'm like I said, I'm still out here grinding. I'm still trying to figure out shit just like y'all are. We all trying to get to the end goal. And
Right.
like I said, whenever I get to where I want to go, people that I fuck with, nigga, we all gonna be good. I'm gonna make.
Oh shit, JB, we ain't gotta do no more work.
No, but
We
I'm
just wait for
just
Lex to
saying.
get on, and then we just gonna go.
But I like to see people out here work because, like I said, this shit is not easy. It's not easy, especially that's why I asked you how does it feel being a woman with two men on the podcast. Like it's hard being a woman in the industry.
This is my second show that I worked on. I worked with another show with 3 guys. I've always been the only girl. That's just how it is. And as a woman in the industry, like y'all need to do a whole show about that.
Yeah.
As a woman in the industry, you're fucking somebody to get where you need to be. When I was doing my modeling and hosting thing, I wasn't fucking nobody to get what I needed done. I did what I needed to do and I handled my business. I came in, I went home. If the girls that was coming out with me to the crew was fucking a nigga and we doing, bitch, you can't come no more. Because my crew, we gonna handle it. We gonna be some hustlers. We gonna come out here. We gonna do what we need to do. We gonna go the fuck home. We don't need to fuck the club owner to get a night at the club.
Right.
You gonna book us because we the shit.
And I feel like now, especially people look at women that look good and they feel like, because I'm not gonna lie, let's keep it 100. A lot of women have fucked to get to where they are, or
They
have
have.
done. So I feel like, but I think a lot of women need to understand, a lot of the women that are killing the game right now, that are millionaires, that's getting paid for shows and getting, 50 bands to show up somewhere, those are the hustlers. Those are the women that work. We all want a successful nigga, but these niggas want a successful woman as well.
Fact.
Work.
Right.
Can I? I'm gonna ask this question, and I'm gonna let y'all answer it. And if you say no, then no. If yes, then yes. I want to do an all-female broadcast on Kickback. Me and JB, Evan, Billions, we'll get the fuck over this one here, and just have all of you talk about the podcast game. I don't think there's been a show where everybody's talked about like what it takes to making a podcast and the biases. I'm sure it's biases. As a former rapper, I know what the rap name was to females to rap. You know what I'm saying? I want to do a show like that. Like maybe like July or August, we'll do a show where we get all the ladies together and y'all just break it down.
Yeah, that would be.
You know what I'm saying?
It's hard because, like, honestly, that's how I ended up leaving my first crew that I worked with was.
We need to flip the code.
Sorry.
The first podcast I actually worked on, that was one of the issues because I was the only girl. Now, if I text them like, hey, I'm about to go over, they're like, okay, whatever, go, bye, see you later. Let us know, live stream. If you need to log in, we already set you up to log into the account. It wasn't like that beforehand. It was, well, you need to take somebody with you. They don't want somebody else to go with me. They just want me to show up. Y'all know how y'all are when it's an event coming up. Y'all don't want 75 dudes to show up. You only want a girl. Now, if I can call a girl from another podcast, I'm going to call you Lex and be like, hey, I got such and such event coming up. You want to roll?
Baby, I would be ready.
Let's look. She a punching nigga.
But that's cool. If she gonna punch somebody, I'm gonna punch him too.
Cause I'm not. But that, like I said, when people DM me about business, like cause you had DM me, it's business. It's ain't, and I'm not bullshitting. We not about to just no. Like you need to let me know. Like that's why I said, email me so I can go through it. And that's when I was like, oh shit, let me check out. And I was like, okay, he's legit. Cause it's been so many instances where I showed up somewhere and I'm like, I'm leaving. Because if I would have walked, not saying y'all, but like for example, if I would have walked in here and y'all was on some shit like, oh, okay, we here with Lex P. What size is your titties? I'd have been like, okay,
They ain't even what we.
No, but I'm not saying I know y'all, but
yeah.
I'm saying that's happened to me before.
Don't feel bad.
You know what I'm saying?
When I came here the first week, I'm sitting here in the corner like, What y'all want?
Right, like what the fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, whenever I looked, I was like, oh, they got a woman on there, so I'm gonna show. So I'm like, I knew she was gonna be here, so I'm like, okay, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you just you really gotta be on your P's and Q's.
I would imagine that.
Yeah, especially looking how I look.
It's fucked.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter if you was stick figure shaped like this. If you show up being a woman.
That's something that's something that we are always concerned with on the show when we have female hosts, regardless of who they are, is making sure not only that they are safe, but that they feel safe and comfortable. Because this is, we were raised gentlemen.
I had already texted my girls my address. I said, if anything happened, this is where I'm at.
That's because
the first 3 weeks, it was share my location with like 7 different people. This where I'm gonna be.
Because sometimes when women invite me on one of their show, I'll be like, I don't know if I want to go. And then I go and I'll be like, do she want the crooked dick or does she want my I don't know what they want. So I be like, I don't know. That's why I made sure that they went with me when I went to Kiki in the park. Yeah. Because I was like, I don't know what Kiki and Medina want. I don't know. Because, ladies, I got the legs out today.
I'm dead. Knees out, too. Knees out.
Put your legs up.
You know, I broke my ankle a couple months ago, so I couldn't even walk.
So you need
like,
to chill.
I'm like walking.
You need to chill and
these are
Netflix
walking
and
legs,
chill.
ladies.
Thank you.
These are
Netflix
walking
and
legs.
chill.
Thank you for cutting me
Why
off.
y'all cut me off?
We are on
I
to
had a good point.
Netflix and chill, and I would like to say that
I
went to the movies immediately on Tuesday.
With Mom?
For the $5 movie.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
So I can go see Aladdin.
Oh, Aladdin.
Oh, we saw Aladdin with Jay. Okay, this is another thing with me and JB's kids, my godchildren. We took them to the drive-thru
to see the movies.
Yeah,
to see Aladdin.
Was it good?
It was dope.
I was in princess mode.
Wow.
I would not leave my house. I was like, wait a minute, time out. I'm not leaving until I find my Princess Jasmine t-shirt.
Now,
I love live action movies. I feel like it puts my imagination to life of everything that
I've never seen Aladdin before.
I got a
until
whole
my
VHS
godkids. I'm 43.
And
you was grown when that shit came out.
I was
dead.
trapping. But I took JB's daughter and son, me and JB went, and Coco, I took my godchildren to see it.
He used them.
And it was
And I
good.
had a good time.
I
But
haven't seen
it was
it
my
yet.
first time seeing
geeked
it.
out. I took the kids. We went to the movie. So if you don't know, on Tuesdays at Regal and AMC, they do discounted movie theater tickets. So I fandangoed the shit out of my tickets. Like, okay, we going. And I was geeked. Like, the colors. Y'all shut up and leave Will Smith the fuck alone.
It looked good. Okay, that's what I was about to ask.
It looked great.
He did.
Robin Williams' shoes are too big for anybody to fucking
Thank you for saying that. But
that's another person that dealt with depression.
Yes, and ended up killing himself. So leave Will Smith a fucking alone.
But if anybody had to fill his shoes, it had to be
He did
Will.
a good ass job.
He did a very good job.
I was very proud of him. He put his own spin to Genie.
Yes, he did.
And I loved everything about it. Shout out to DJ Khaled, who is on the official Disney soundtrack.
Oh
for
shit,
Aladdin.
that's big.
Right. I'm sitting here and the end credits roll up and I'm like, and I hear it. And another one. I'm like, whoa, hold on. Time out.
Yes.
Is that
We the best?
DJ? Yes! This man bust out with the We the Best on Aladdin. And I was geeked out. Like, it was, the soundtrack was great. They picked a great Princess Jasmine. They picked a great Aladdin. Will did his thing as Genie. Jafar wasn't as menacing as I would have liked for him to be. But overall,
Jafar is the Genie.
No. Genie is Genie.
Oh,
Jafar's the
hell
bad guy.
Jafar was
the bad guy.
The bad guy.
I'm dead.
With the bird.
I'm dead.
Right, man, I told you I ain't watch it. Was
But
Tupac
you
in it?
just watched
Was
this
Tupac
one.
in it?
You just watched
We did a
this one.
drive-in though. We did a drive-in. The drive-in.
And?
So we was out there
I
smoking
saw
and drinking.
Incredibles
with the
in the
kids.
drive-in.
You smoking and drinking with the kids, really?
No.
Thank you.
No,
Thank
we,
you, F.
there was
Right.
They were in a
Shit.
different location.
They was giving up. Yeah, JP, help me, JP.
Next.
So y'all locked them in the car. Y'all drove 2 cars and locked the children in 1 vehicle.
Well, I'm excited to see it. I'm gonna definitely go see it.
Go.
Like,
Definitely
tomorrow.
go.
Tomorrow.
It was really good.
No, I am. I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'm
On
gonna
Monday?
have a little day.
On Monday?
Yeah, nobody be there. So
Nobody
I
will
can
be in the
see it.
movie theater on a Monday. Like, let me tell you,
I
the
can
time
sneak on a little
let me
date.
tell you, the time to go to the movie is Monday during the daytime or Friday during the daytime.
When's the $5 joke? It's
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
That's when it be paid.
It's packed
Oh,
on
it's
Tuesdays.
packed on.
It's
Oh,
be the
everybody
$5.
knows.
So I think
This whole time I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go on that Tuesday one day and nobody is gonna be cheap.
But see,
That's
it's
when
Tuesday,
everybody's
it's
there.
Tuesday all day, any time.
Okay.
So if you can catch a matinee while everybody's at work because you can, go for it.
I'm like, I see not work from home.
So that was dope.
How you know?
I completely skipped one of your Netflix and chill. You have What If in the Perfection. So I started watching What If. I am 10 minutes into the first episode. I had to go back and rewatch or like read the information on what it was about. So this is in essence, what's the damn movie? This is based off of a movie.
It is.
An Indecent Proposal.
Well,
It's a TV series that is that. So
I haven't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
kinda,
That's
but
what
I
it
watched
is
the
to me.
entire season, and so it's not really.
Is it good though?
It's good.
Okay.
What if it's good?
Renee Zellweger.
What
is
if
in
it's
it.
I love her. Yeah, I like Renee Zellweger.
What if it's good? I watched the entire thing in about 2 days. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It had the part of the premise of Indecent Proposal, but it went like Indecent Proposal theme was like the first 2 episodes. The remaining 8 went somewhere else. So that's why I kind of reject the Indecent Proposal.
Well,
They
the
went somewhere
info
else.
box of what it explains it as, like the whole series, it says, would you trade this for your significant other to sleep with, blah, 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 for an investment in your
Fuck
business. And to me, that was Indecent Proposal. So
I mean,
that's,
it was, but
It gets
it,
I'm only 10
it's,
minutes in.
it's a lot more than that, and I'm not gonna.
I got
don't
to
want
the
to give
part
any hints
where
or
the
ruin
wife
it.
is running through the building. She's running in the elevator. She just got to the door. She's beating on the door, opening and screaming
Right.
for her
All of that
husband.
is episode 1.
Right. That's what I said.
So
I'm 10 minutes
episode
in.
1 is Indecent Proposal.
Okay.
Episode 2 through 10 is
something else.
something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't compare it to. I know why.
Would you
they
recommend
compare
it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's-
I'll watch it.
I will watch
Yes.
it just because of Renee
And-
Zellweger.
Yeah.
Because I love her.
And The Perfection.
I'll watch that.
So what is
Okay,
this?
I don't want to ruin this, so we gotta be careful. I would say I enjoyed the movie. I did not like how it ended. I didn't think it was realistic.
Perfection. Did you watch this?
The Perfection is basically about 2 women who are musical prodigies when they were younger, and they kind of grow up, and it's just like it's a thriller, without me giving it away. I like the twists and the turns because the way
Did
it
you
starts.
like the ending?
The ending
There
was
was
weird.
this part that
Is
was
it a
like,
movie?
it's
Yeah,
yes,
it's a
a movie.
movie.
It's
It's
a
a
movie.
movie.
I was like, there's no
It's
way.
with Logan Browning, the girl from what was that show on VH1 with the cheerleaders?
No, the girl from Black People,
White.
Lawrence Peel, Get Out, the white girl.
Yeah, the
from
white
Get Out.
girl from Get
Okay.
Out, and it's
She's
Logan
in-
Browning, the black girl from I can't remember the show on VH1
She's
with
on
the cheerleaders.
To be a black dear white people.
Okay, you're right. Whatever.
Yeah, Dear White People. Yeah, that's Logan. So I love Logan, and I just thought it was different. It was like it had the twists and the turns that you were not expecting. So it kept you interested and it kept you on the edge the whole time. The ending was a little weird, and sometimes it got a little confusing. And I don't like movies that are so far-fetched, like, okay, this would never happen. I like kind of realistic stuff besides Game of Thrones. But
And you know we all watch Game of Thrones, so we're gonna go into that
okay,
next.
we'll get into Game of Thrones a
No.
little bit.
Game of Thrones. We're not talking about that today.
Okay, sorry. But I will say it was out of 10. I'll probably give it like a 6. I'll
Okay.
give it a 6.
I would give it a 6.
A
But,
6 out of
But
10.
it's a Netflix produced movie. Netflix is only good at rom-coms. Netflix nails the rom-coms on the nose every time. So for them, when they do like thrillers and stuff, they always miss. So for them to get a 6 out of 10 for a thriller, that's pretty good.
Yeah, because that's
I
how
didn't
I
like
felt about
one
what was
aspect
it?
of how
What
it
If,
ended.
or whatever that damn show was. Where
What if?
The
What is
stalker
that
dude.
about?
Oh,
You.
you. I didn't like.
I like you.
I
like you.
I dug you.
It started
I didn't like
the
you.
first 3-4
No.
episodes, and
I
it just
dug
went
you.
left, and I was
And
like,
then
I'm
it
not
was
gonna.
just doing too much.
I
Like,
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, no,
There was
I
a
dug
scene in this one that I was like,
Perfection.
yeah.
he whispered. I'm gonna have to watch this. 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I'll give it
worth
a
it.
whirl.
Yeah, I mean,
Nobody's
it's
gonna
only
be
2
like, I'm
hours.
cool with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I was
So-
like, it was
Yeah.
some.
I
It
was
was.
like,
It was
nah.
some. That's why he was like
that
basically.
that one scene ruined it.
Yeah.
But I still give it a good. I still recommend.
Yeah, like
it.
you watch it, you'll be interested. You're not gonna like the ending, I will say, but I feel like it has a lot of twists and turns. But can we talk about When They See Us?
yes.
Now
That is what we're doing
now,
on Netflix
I'm
and chill.
keeping it 100. I haven't watched it because everybody told me I would cry or I would be
Okay.
mad. And yesterday, when I had the opportunity, I had personal stuff going on,
Right,
and I
right.
didn't need no extra crying.
But let me say this about When They See Us,
Oh,
because I feel
Jesus.
like a lot of people on social media are like, all Hollywood wants to do is give us black trauma movies, and we don't want to see that no more. But I feel like this happened in 1989.
It did.
A lot of people were grown at this point that are active on social media, or I was born in
JB was
1989.
JB was 45.
I'm dead. But what I'm saying is, I feel like this stuff that's been happening, that was in 1989, early 90s. These are the stuff, like, we need to know that this stuff happened in our lifetime.
First of all-
people are thinking that, people only struggled in, when Harriet Tubman was alive. No, nigga. This shit is still going on.
So break it down for us. What is
Okay,
the movie
so
about?
when they
You
Donald
guys are
Trump.
old enough because I had to go and look this up after
I was
the fact.
there. I
because-
remember when it happened.
So in 1989, 5 kids, literally kids,
14
the
to 16
Central
years
Park
old.
5, that happened in 1989.
Yeah,
I
5
that.
little boys. I think the oldest was 16.
Oldest was 16.
16 down
Oh
to
yeah,
14.
and by the way, Trump led the whole
And
charge
Trump's
against
bitch
it.
ass.
Yeah.
He paid $85,000 for ads to be put out for these boys to get the death penalty. A 14-year-old.
All right.
So
Mind you,
they used
Sitting president. Crazy.
fucked up ass tactics because
So what
unfortunately
if
they're
what
not
was the
Let me
children
just- okay.
accused of?
they were accused of
rape,
rape.
by a serial rapist, mind you. A serial rapist committed this crime in Central Park. And these poor babies were literally, this is the equivalent to going to Grant Park and not knowing what the fuck went on one side of Grant Park
And if
entrance
something
to the
don't
other
happen
side.
3 miles away.
So the police investigator, and you can Google this without even having to watch the whole series because I can't get into the second one. Like, I'm pissed.
I watched the whole thing, and I
You
cried.
watched-
I
I don't know
cried
how
through
you
How many
everything.
episodes is
It's
it?
4. And I will say this. For people watching it that think, when you watch the first episode, because I knew about the Central Park 5, but I didn't know the actual, everything that went into it.
It's
So when you
fucked
watch
up.
the first episode, you're going to be like, what the fuck are these kids doing? But you have to realize these kids were interrogated without food, without water breaks. They were beating these kids up for 30 hours.
One
plus.
of the children, before they even got to the interrogation room,
A cop
was
punched
hit with a fucking helmet.
Hit with a helmet, he had a scratch on his face, and they said, "Oh, you raped the girl. She did that to you." When a cop had punched him in the face,
And rather than him saying, no, I got hit by a police officer, he didn't say shit.
but that's the reason, because they're telling these kids, just tell us that you did it, and we're gonna let you go. We just need to know who did it. So you're 14 years old, you scared as fuck. It's these white people surrounding you. It's 1989. It's no Instagram. It's no Twitter. It's nothing to document what's going on. You can't have your phone. You
They
don't even
didn't
have a cell
They
phone.
didn't even have it.
Niggas didn't have Niggas had car phones then if you was rich. Nobody had no fucking phone unless you was at the house.
5 kids from 5 different crews.
Kids didn't even know each other.
They put them all in the same spot.
And one
at
of the
same
boys
time.
wasn't even getting questioned. He was just up there supporting his friend. Like, oh, let me make sure my friend is okay. They was like, you know what? Let's bring you in for questioning. They're like, you
He
were there
wasn't
too,
even
weren't you?
there.
He wasn't even there. So I feel like this. I hate when people are saying, oh, the kids were dumb. why are we doing black trauma? No, I feel like our generation needs to be educated on this because this shit is still fucking happening. Till this day.
And the fucked up part is like what really fucked me up completely was the fact that there was a daddy that had got his shit together from being a fucked up ass person.
Right.
Like he cleaned himself up, he got himself a good job, he taking care of his family, he loved his wife, and the police interrogator is like, does your boss know you used to be in trouble?
But you have to realize from his point of view, though, this is a black man in 1989.
Oh, I got that.
Yeah, so it's like,
but that's what
it was
fucked
hard.
me up because I'm like, you really would do this to this man? You see this man change his life, clean himself up, doing the right thing, and you gonna sit over here and tell him if you don't go tell your son to say that he raped this woman,
and his son was 14.
we gonna fuck all your livelihood up.
So as a 14-year-old, imagine your dad coming in there and being like, just tell these white people what they want to hear.
Tell these
so
white
this
people
is your
you
daddy. This is your dad. You're like, okay, my dad said to do this. Okay, I did it. I was there. I like touched on her boobs or something. You not thinking nothing of it. And this is what people don't realize. Okay, the oldest kid, Corey Wise, they sent him, 16 years old, sent him straight to Rikers. This is the same prison. This is the same prison Khalif Browder went to and got out and killed himself. Okay?
Yeah.
So people not realizing how deep this shit is.
Yeah.
And to send a baby,
16 years old, getting beat up by white people. Now, when you go into prison and you're a known rapist, you already know
what's gonna happen.
The only reason Corey Wise got out is because the dude that actually raped the bitch met him and felt bad.
And was like, oh yeah, you know what, I did that. I'm a serial rapist.
Now he been in prison this whole time, knowing that he raped that jogger, knowing this, but never admitted to it. He was in life anyway. He like, what the fuck ever. But he ran into Corey. Not the first time he ran into Corey, they got in a fight. This is all can be Googled. I'm not ruining nothing for y'all, just to let y'all know.
This is all stuff that.
But the second time he ran into Corey, he was like, oh, I remember you. Are you religious? Are you okay? Like, he was like, man, yeah, it's cool. But he's like, and then like Corey woke up the next day and they were like, oh, you're free. The guy that actually DNA matched. Everything matched. He kept telling them, this is the fucked up shit about it. This is the fucked up shit about it. This is why I don't fuck with these people, these prosecutors, because to this day, the lady is still saying, oh, we just found the sixth man. That man said, I raped this woman by myself. These kids didn't have nothing to do with it. She still won't admit, hey, I'm wrong. It's so, that's why I be like, if you can just admit, hey, I was wrong, I didn't do. Donald Trump still hasn't issued an apology to these boys.
And he was like, that is what we need. We need hate to fuel this so that we can go ahead and prosecute the individuals that did this the wrong way.
They were released and they received some monetary.
They got $40 million, but what is $40 million supposed to do?
They each got
5 years plus.
They each got $7 million, and Corey Wise got $12 million.
I've been locked up for something I didn't do, and been in jail and just sitting there with my life in the balance. And JB will tell you, because JB the one that came in when I finally got out. He the one that came and got me. And just a stunt on Cherokee County, fuck ass. We left in the drop top Benz, bitch. But aside from that,
I clutched my pearls.
No, I was lined up with something I ain't do.
These little babies,
it was crazy.
Like we get you want to pinpoint, put a crime on something, but shit.
But you know what? They don't look at black people like kids. They don't look at, like, if you're a 14-year-old black boy, oh, this black man.
He's a man.
He's a man.
How
they don't look at y'all like,
14?
when you're, they don't look at y'all like that.
Like Dave Chappelle said, what is 14? Because he was like the 14-year-old boy that was playing with the white girl and he wrestled, he did a suplex, and she died. Like, he's only 14, he's 14, he knew what he was doing. But they know that our Kelly girls are 14 and they knew, he did.
Oh, you know what you're doing, you're wrong. So it's just like,
if you can't vote, you're not wrong.
But you look at the dude, what's the little white boy, the Brock dude that was in college?
Brock, whatever the fuck.
Raping women. Oh, he's just a boy. He didn't know no better.
At that point, he's a child.
Now, don't say this. If he's white, it's a 19-year-old child.
Right.
If
he's black, he's a 14-year-old man.
He's a teenager. He's a 19-year-old teenager.
So I feel like
going for that shit.
I feel like it's important for, like I said, talking back to the parents thing, we need to educate our children on how these white people trying to do us. And you know what? I'll say this, being somebody that grew up in a white community, the only reason I was accepted is because my mom had money, period. We had the biggest house in the neighborhood and this and that. And now looking back on it, I'm looking at the way I was treated. I'm like, y'all only fuck with me because y'all used to have to come to my house to swim. Y'all didn't have no pools in y'all backyard. I did. So I got treated this way because of my mom's status in the community. But everybody else who looked like me, they didn't have this and they didn't have that, so they were beneath y'all.
Yep.
Fuck that. Because at the end of the day, these white people, yeah, they have the most wealth, but if you look at these small towns, these white people don't have shit. They don't have shit. They're not above us.
Thank you for saying
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I hate the fact that people like, this is kind of getting off topic, but how people want to say, oh, Greece is ghetto now. Who wants to go to Greece? Why do we try to devalue things just because black people want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like people, oh, everybody want to go to Bali. Hell yeah, fucking travel. It's cheap. Go there. You know, I feel like as black people, we need to value ourselves more. And the fact that those boys, Corey Wise stayed in jail, you know, he could have made parole like 4 or 5 times, but they were like, admit to your guilt. He was like, no. And he stayed in prison 4 years because he was like, I didn't do this.
Yep.
So I think people need to understand the importance of we are not the enemy. Y'all brought us here.
Well, and it's important to understand how
Facts.
different the justice system is for black people than it is for white people. And that's when the rubber really meets the road in terms of racism in 2019. That's where you see true, real, live, and living color institutionalized racism.
Facts.
Because let's say you get hit with a DUI when maybe you shouldn't have them, but let's say you get even a traffic ticket. There was a whole documentary on Netflix that talked about, this was a couple of years ago, that talked about how the whole traffic justice system is designed to economically oppress black people. Because they like Obama did everything he could to overturn these regulations, but they were doubling tickets on motherfuckers every month to the point where the ticket was like $1,500,
Right.
$2,000. And then you couldn't pay this shit. The next time you get pulled over, you go to jail. And you go to jail until you can come up
And
with
then-
$1,500.
And
But
that's
guess what?
illegal
You
because
in
it's
jail.
debtor's prison.
But you know, and then white people like to say, oh, not all of us. People have to realize America is still segregated. There's black churches, there's white churches, there's black clubs, there's white clubs. We still separate ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm not going to no white club for what? For what? I don't want to be nowhere where I'm not wanted and people looking at me like, why are you here? We are still segregated here. No matter how you like to think, yeah, you living in a white neighborhood or they're gentrifying shit.
But
stuff,
you're gonna be the black person.
you're the black
that lives in
person.
the house.
And it's like, oh, them neighbors, oh, well, they got money, so they're okay, so I'll talk to them. That's how it is.
Yeah,
So,
call me the undercover brother. I'm going to them white clubs. I'm meeting white people everywhere I can because Sun Tzu's The Art of War teaches us to know your enemies. So
right, but I feel like
this.
this, I can't stand when people say, oh, I need some white friends. You think white people are sitting around like, oh, I need some black friends. Only black people say that. Oh, I need some white friends. I know y'all all heard people say that before.
Nah, I don't
I
know.
need to hang out with. I need some more white friends because white people don't care. White people have fun. Why are we so pressed to be in these spaces where we're honestly really not wanted unless we talk a certain way, dress a certain way? There's stipulations to be around these people.
Yeah, that's 100% true, and I just learned how to play that bullshit ass game, but I do it a different way, and I know I'm not the only one in the room who has done that. You walk in there like, yeah, I'm a nigga, get the fuck. I'm like, fuck you. You love me because of how black I am.
Right.
It's just that simple. There needs to be a change, and that change needs to be associated with our confidence and our ability to do
Right.
our own thing in that world, but also in our own world. It just is what it is. This whole thing with the legal justice system is fucking crazy, and that's where it really needs to stop. We talked earlier about voting locally.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you fix this shit.
Right.
I'm bringing it full circle. You see that?
Yeah.
Full circle. That's how we fix
bringing
this
it
shit.
full circle
Mhm.
and still continuing on
Mhm.
because we got more to talk about.
Indeed.
Before we get out of here tonight, and Lex, I want to thank you
Of course.
for being here and being patient because we get long with it. Well, you was long with it.
I am a little, because I don't get
all
to
of us
talk,
are.
because, you know, I don't get long with it on my own show, because we kind of stick our shit to the hour, but I feel like I like coming to podcasts like this, because we be talking about niggas ain't shit and this and that. We get lit, but I like people seeing me in this other light. So I got a little serious today. So, but I like doing that.
But no,
It shows a
but it
different
was
side.
good.
Yeah.
It was good. And that's what we like to do on Partner and Kickback. We like to bring you into our world.
Yeah.
So we could do a whole show on your topics, but then it would be like you doing your show.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I'm
we
gonna
gonna
definitely bring
bring
y'all
you-
on Poor Minds. Like, we gonna
That's
definitely
what's
set that
Bring
up.
me on because I got some things to say.
Yeah, we
Because
got-
Dre and Nicole say some things I need to address. So bring me on.
Shout out to
goddamn.
Lil Dre. Shout out to Lil
Shout out
Dre.
Dre. Shout out Dre. And shout out to the, well, I don't get emotional, but shout out to the whole Atlanta podcast
Yes,
community.
the podcast community.
Shout out to Mixed Signals. Shout out to
Cocktails and dirty
Cocktails
discussion.
and Dirty Discussion.
And shout out to the Naked Communion.
Shout out to Naked Communion. Communion.
Yes.
And shout out to I want to shout out Ashanti. real quick.
No, we're not.
My
We're gonna
babe,
move on to the
my
eargasm.
boo,
No more
because she-
iTunes or Ashanti conversations.
I'm dead.
Ashanti is.
We don't care about Ashanti.
So you
They
don't know.
deleted
I
Ashanti
date-
off of
me and
iTunes.
Ashanti date. We date.
And his
we got a
phone.
whole.
They do
You
not.
know how we
Right.
talk about creepy stalker dudes? He would be one of them when it comes to Ashanti.
Did Ashanti not shout me out for my birthday?
She
shouted
Did it
at
happen? Did it happen?
You know how we
Did
So
it
talk about
happen?
that's
creepy
so
stalker
it's
dudes?
Did it
consistent
happen?
now. So it's
That was-
official
yeah.
now. Every single show since it has happened, he has
Oh,
brought this up.
my
on the
question:
show.
Did Ashanti not wish me happy birthday?
We
Yes
don't
or no?
care.
Yes
She
or no?
wished you
When was
Yes
it?
or no?
75,000
I'm
other
every-
Oh, this was the recent.
This was a month ago.
Oh, okay.
What is this month? We in June. We the
No more
first week of
Ashanti
June.
or
Did
iTunes.
Ashanti not wish me happy birthday? Yes or no?
So who has Ashanti music in their iTunes? You better get
Oh,
ready to adjust
don't
it and
shade,
move it
babe.
over.
Don't shade, babe.
Because iTunes is
Don't
gonna
shade, babe.
delete-
Hey, did you slide in the DMs at least?
Yes, he
I
does.
definitely did. I
And he
slid in Aisha
screenshot it.
Curry DMs.
And he screenshot
Okay,
that too.
that's not gonna happen.
Remember I told you creepy stalker?
I don't want Aisha
Ashanti-
Curry. I don't
Ashanti-
want her.
Oh, you want Ashanti?
Oh, like you wouldn't believe.
Look,
But-
I believe it.
Meanwhile, back
But
on
hold on.
ranch.
The whole world believes
Do me
it
and
now.
Ashanti have a relationship or not?
No,
Tori?
no. Just
Oh,
like there's
Jimmy?
no more iTunes. No
Um,
more iTunes. iTunes came out in what 01, and now we're getting rid of it. So where in the crap are they putting their platform?
Hey, iTunes is leaving?
Yeah, iTunes.
You didn't-
Bye
you didn't
bye.
see
So what are we gonna listen to?
Oh,
So
well,
you know what? Let's go to title.
Fuck
it.
Well, no, we
I'm
should
giving the
go to title. That is what we should do. I'm gonna say it one more time. We should go to title.
There ain't no but.
I said what?
Okay.
I've had title for 8 months
You don't
over the
have Tidal
last
no more.
couple years. I haven't had it straight because I used to rap, and bulk of my music is in my iTunes, and so I can mix my iTunes and my Apple Music together. I couldn't mix my iTunes and title, so I'm a little. But I got Sprint. And Sprint gave me the title.
Oh my
for
God,
a
on
year
my
straight.
playlist, I got some good ass
Well,
shit on there.
Hold on,
So-
you want what? Apple Music or?
I'm iTunes. To,
Okay, so
I'm gonna send you our playlist.
I mean,
I
why
will
are they
play this.
deleting it?
well, I'm,
No,
I'm,
it's
you're
not,
gonna
it's
click
not, it's
I'm
Apple
about to
Music.
We're
explain.
not.
Okay.
I'm about to explain. So what they're
While he
doing-
explains, I'm gonna give
Yeah,
you
let me
this.
explain it to me because I'm a visual.
Okay, so you know how on the iPhone you now have the TV app, the music app, the books app,
Mhm.
so you can catch everything that you need? They're basically going to do that on the computer now. So you'll have the music app for your computer, the TV app for your computer, and the book app for your computer. So the iTunes app, which had everything all mushed together, is going away. But you'll still have all of the content that you've already purchased.
Gotcha.
Right. Now the other thing that they're talking
So
about.
what about your downloads?
That's the kicker, and
why
that's
I
the
don't
tough
have-
part.
I just went back to Apple Music because
So all your downloads are gonna be gone.
when that's what happened
In
to
a
me
couple
at one
of
point
in
in
a
time.
couple of years, they're not getting rid of the downloads when they split the programs.
This is
But they're
ugly.
saying in 2 years, roughly 2 years, the downloads
You're
are
gonna
going
lose
to
all your
disappear.
shit again.
Yeah, because it's all streaming.
So I feel like now I might as well just switch over
Mm,
before I get
I
over
when you
Yeah.
get got. Yeah.
So back in the day, like in 01, 02, when iTunes came out and all the download software, Grokster, Napster, all that. So I had music from that, but then I was a part of, what was that, BMG? Is that what it was? I was BMG, and my big brother told me how to work the system. You get your 12 CDs for your 12 cents, and then you cancel. And then when they're like, no, don't cancel, take it back out again. We'll give you 12 more CDs for a penny. I would keep doing that every 6 months and just keep making email accounts. So I had like an ass load of CDs. Loaded all my CDs into iTunes, and these bitches deleted my shit.
Wow.
Because I didn't download it through iTunes.
They did the same thing to me.
So I was like, fuck y'all, because
Local
I didn't know.
storage.
But I didn't know. I didn't know any
That's-
better.
You didn't have a
Right?
gangster
I didn't know
in your
about
life
the
back then.
terabyte external hard drive
Yeah.
until like
That's your geek side kicking in because nobody knows what the fuck that even means.
So now I know what an external hard drive is, and all my shit is backed up onto a terabyte, because you can get a terabyte storage space for $50 now.
Yes, yes.
That must be big as fuck.
It's big
Yeah,
as
yeah.
fuck. Like I have several hundred documents in my external hard drive now, and it's done shit
Oh,
to
wow.
the space.
Give you an idea. So I have 1 terabyte hard drive that's got 45,000 songs on it.
Oh shit.
It's
And
not full.
it's halfway full.
Oh damn. Okay.
I've got another terabyte hard drive with 300 movies on it. 300 full length 1080p.
Let me get that up off.
You know, it's
Don't
back in
lose
my
that
house
one.
somewhere.
What the hell are y'all talking about?
Talking about external storage and how you can grab the stuff that you downloaded. And
But you
put
know,
it in
I've been
external
meaning to want this
storage.
download title anyway because I feel like Jay-Z owns it. I feel like black
That's
people
real.
need to support anything
That's
that
real.
anybody
It's
black is
really-
doing. I don't care that people like, oh, he's already rich. Fuck that.
That's dumb.
Black
That's
people need to
dumbass
just.
logic. That's
It's
dumbass
a
logic.
black platform. Let's do it. Let's all just move this
It's
I'm
out.
with
really
it.
not bad.
And
I
I-
actually like the setup of Tidal better than I like iTunes setup.
They have mixtapes, right?
They have.
Well, everybody has mixtapes now.
They
No,
have.
iTunes don't have everybody's
Apple
mixtape.
Music.
I mean, when
You
I
have
talk,
Apple Music or iTunes.
It's the
I don't
same
know.
thing.
It's the same. You can search.
No, it's not. It's
It-
not the same
so
thing.
I like when I try
It
to
is
look up
not
like
the
YG's
same
like
thing.
music
YG's
from
like
Apple
first
Music
mixtape.
is
You can't
available
find that
for
shit.
me on
But-
iTunes.
But
Frank
but
Ocean.
there are two
You
different
can't find
things.
Frank Ocean on that shit.
Be clear. Apple
Same.
Music and iTunes are different.
But all of my stuff from Apple Music is available for me on iTunes.
And that's why I like Apple Music so much, because the iTunes music is available on Apple Music. And Tidal isn't available on Apple Music. So I can get Apple Music and all of my independent music, my local niggas that I fuck with in DC, all of this shit that I have on iTunes from CDs back in the day, I can have on Apple Music. I can't have that.
But that's what JB was just saying. They're getting ready to get rid of all of that. So your local niggas is about to be deleted.
At that point,
Upload that shit to Tidal.
at that point, if anything gets deleted, like I want to be on Tidal so bad. Like I've had Tidal for like a year, and I've had Tidal and Apple. If
So
there
we
is
can't
any
upload podcasts to
excuse,
Tidal, huh?
No. Tidal does
If
not
it-
have it. They have.
No.
Tidal, no, but my homeboy has a podcast on Tidal, so he probably has a little deal
They're
with
called on air,
Oh.
and if they are in the on air situation, then that means Tidal has signed them some shape, form, or fashion. Because we looked into that, they do not have a podcast section like Spotify has it,
Spotify.
Apple has it.
That's
Tidal is
something
the
we
only
need to
one.
look into.
Christian Mingle,
Oh, shit.
Holy Heathens, those have it.
Yeah, but y'all iTunes stuff, JB was just saying they about to.
They're not gonna. I didn't take that from that. They were getting rid of it.
Yeah, in a couple of years, they're planning on deleting, removing the ability to download music entirely.
Well, that's fine, but that's not down. That's not getting rid of the music that I already have, and that's what I'm saying. I don't purchase music on iTunes anymore.
So that's what
I
I'm
do
saying.
only Apple Music.
Remember-
But my old music is what I'm so concerned about.
That's
I
what
got
he's saying.
thousands, and you're
Like,
saying that
remember
those
when
songs.
I told you guys that's why I got off of Apple Music was because I had all my music uploaded into iTunes, and when they were like, okay, we're gonna go with the Piracy Act and blah 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 blah, and they deleted everything that I did not download through iTunes or Apple Music, They deleted my CDs
I understand that.
I purchased.
I understand that.
And I uploaded. Like I
From
uploaded.
what, Napster and shit.
No, my CDs, physical CDs that I paid cash money for.
They didn't do that to me. They didn't do that to me.
They did
so
it
I don't
to me.
understand what you're talking about because the only reason I have Apple Music is because all of my iTunes shit will translate to.
But it
Apple
wasn't just me that it happened to. Like it might have missed you, but there was a class action
Music. So
lawsuit.
it missed me.
Yeah, you got lucky. You were one of the few people that
So
was
what
lucky.
is JB? What are you saying JB's talking about?
I'm going to tell
He's
you.
gonna stop missing me.
Allow me to geek out for just a moment. So to speak to specifically why that happened. The reason why that happened is because a lot of those local artists actually did their CDs through a platform like CD Baby or something.
No, that's not true.
Okay, then explain to me how they.
Like I was buying music off of iTunes.
Okay, so here's
Hear me. I was buying music off of iTunes, and I still have it now.
Okay,
Then
you
those
were
are
buying.
fine.
Yeah, that's music that
I
you
know that. I'm trying to figure out what y'all are telling me.
Okay, so
I was not fine.
I'm trying to explain. So what we're talking about are CDs that you purchased, that you own, that you could hear and enjoy through Apple Music before because it would just merge everything. Now the artist has to have some sort of affiliation with Apple Music in order for the music to stay there. So if you bought a CD, for example, AC/DC, White Rock Man, love them. They made the song The Highway to Hell, all that. I own those CDs. I uploaded them on Apple Music. AC/DC does not
You
have.
didn't upload Apple
I
Music.
mean, I uploaded them on
iTunes.
iTunes. I integrated them with iTunes. Apple Music does not have a contract with AC/DC. Therefore, none of their music is available to me through Apple Music.
It's gonna delete.
It's gone. The only way that I can get access to that music
Where did
specifically.
you buy it? So you bought a CD in the store and then uploaded it to your iTunes.
Yes.
And now it won't be available to you going forward.
Correct. The only way that music was available in the past was if you had it stored locally on an iTunes workstation that was connected to your Apple account. And then what it would do was literally pull the music from your machine and allow you to play it elsewhere through your phone. That technology will no longer be available.
That's what is happening with iTunes
Yes.
going away.
Yes,
So
that is
unless
true.
the artists that you have are on Apple Music, the same way y'all had to explain to me, that's why you can't find the podcast. Unless they are on Apple Music and they only sold their music through iTunes, you're gonna lose your music.
Well, I'm gonna lose a lot of music. And if I lose that much music, I will probably switch over to Tidal.
That's why I'm on Tidal now.
Well, I've been on Tidal off and on the last 2 years. So, next topic.
So we got our book club, the 4 agreements. I've still not got past number 2. I'm going out of
What
town
is the fourth
2
agreement?
weeks. Always do your best.
All right, Lex, I know that I assume you haven't read the book, The Four Agreements. Have you heard of it?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not
It's
a
a
book
good book.
person.
This isn't an indictment, but I want to show how the principles still apply.
Okay,
So
what is it?
it's the fourth agreement. The first agreement was don't take anything personal. Then it was
Be impeccable with
be
your
impeccable with your word.
Mhm.
Then it was
Don't take anything personally.
That was the first one.
Oh, sorry. The third one was no.
Don't take anything personal. Don't be impeccable with your word. What's the last one?
I'm dead.
Always do your best.
Always do your best is the last one.
So
Fuck, what is the third
You
one?
updated.
Don't make any assumptions.
Yes.
Yes.
Never
There
make
you
an
go.
assumption.
There you go.
So it's for.
I'm fucked up on all that shit because I'm assuming shit.
That's
my
why
word
it's
be
a-
my word be a little iffy.
That's why it's a good book.
Damn, you took your word today.
I did on certain things, but
All right, so always do your best. I think we can all agree
I
to
can
that.
do that.
So, Lex, what I want you to do is either give us an example or explain to us what always doing your best means to you.
For me, it's I had a conversation with one of my homeboys today. He actually has a podcast out in New York that's super successful, and he was just telling me that I just need to go harder. He was like, everything that you're doing is good, but you're just not doing enough. So not necessarily meaning that, like, I feel like a lot of times our generation is obsessed with don't sleep, nigga, work. No, it's not that, but it's like whenever you have free time, if you can write some ideas down and do what you have to do, it's like, do it. When you have ideas, execute that shit. What are we waiting on? So for me, doing my best means like not stop postponing things. Cause I'm a postponer. I'll be like, oh, I want to do this. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'll postpone it. So even with me starting my podcast, like that was something that I put off for so long. I was like, fuck it, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go get us the mic. Like, well, I didn't get us a mic. Shout out to my homie. He got us a mic, and he was like, y'all do this shit because y'all are good. So I feel like doing my best is actually writing down ideas and executing it and giving things a try. I'm the type of person. There's a lot of stuff that I thought I wanted to do that I wasn't fucking good at, but at least I can say I tried and I know it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I never want to live my life like, damn, I wonder if I would have tried this if I would have been good at it. No, bitch, I tried it and I wasn't good at it, so I moved on to the next thing. So for me, like doing your best means always giving a shot at something and going hard at it and giving it your best fucking effort. So that's what it is for me. Like I have stuff outside of Poor Minds that I'm working on, that I'm doing. I launched my blog recently and I'm like relaunching it this week, and I just have a lot of things that I'm doing outside of Poor Minds that I want people to fuck with, that I'm focused on as well. So going hard just means like I gotta go hard for my podcast, and I also gotta go hard for my personal brand as well, and stop putting shit off.
Facts. Are we going in a circle or something? What are you doing?
Carl?
I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
What she said.
Yeah.
Tori, what she got?
I can be a procrastinator, and I get so focused. I have distractions, and my distractions, unfortunately, are my family. And
Yeah, that's real.
it's really difficult when you know you have something that you want to do, and you know you need to take care of it. And my family is also my friends. A lot of my friends are my family. So a phone call from one of your homies, and you on the phone for 2 hours instead of you doing what you need to take care of. Like those are my distractions, and I have a really hard time refocusing and recentering. Like I have a planner now for everything that I'm working on. The podcast has a planner. My business has a planner. I have a planner so that I can write down and keep my notes and keep details so that I
Me
can.
and Ashanti got one too.
No, she don't have no damn planner because she's not anything to do with my life.
I'm
She-
dead.
My life.
I don't care. We talk about me.
Well,
We talk about Tori
Jordan.
Grace. Tori Grace is a whole entity onto her own. Like that is separate from. I don't even have a damn Tori Grace planner. Thank you for reminding me. Now I need to order a planner. I try to organize everything because if I don't, I miss out on stuff. There are things that I need to do, take care of, handle my business. Like, it's just a lot of stuff. And doing your best means, okay, handle your shit. Like, I read a book not too long ago. It's called Girl Stop Apologizing. And that's one of the things that she's talking about. If you can't find 5 hours a week for yourself, you're fucking up. 5 hours a week.
I would say 30 hours a week, but
No, she
I
said
respect what
5
you're saying.
hours, just 5 hours, because the majority of the time, people can't even put 5 hours for themselves.
How you feel about that?
And that is legitimately
I agree with that.
something for yourself,
Mhm.
whether it's going to the gym, eating a healthy diet, drinking more water, taking 30 minutes to meditate. The average person does not spend 5 hours a week for themselves.
I agree with that. Because I feel like we get so caught up in our 9 to 5s and we get off work and we just be like so tired and this and that. So I feel like you can dedicate 1 hour after you get off work to doing something that's going to better you in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Monday through Friday when you get off work, just 1 hour or before work or whatever.
And she said that
your
5
lunch break.
hours can come
Even instead of just going to sleep in your car or whatever, or going to eat on your lunch break, you can do something for an hour
Yep.
that dedicates to you bettering yourself. So I can agree with that. Because you think about that Monday through Friday, that's 1 hour. That's not nothing.
And she said your 5 hours can come in any shape, form, or fashion. They can come all on Saturday. They can come an hour here, 30 minutes there, but 5 hours in the week. And when I sat down, like I legitimately did a time schedule to sit down and look at how my hours measure out for the week. I waste a lot of fucking time on shit that I don't need to. Sitting on social media, and sitting on social media and not posting for the podcast or not posting for myself, like legitimately just wasting precious moments. And that is something that isn't always do your best because I bullshit.
I'm gonna throw some shit out there for me. Sometimes like I'm very diligent and I'm a hard worker, but sometimes I'll just be like, I'll be chilling. I like legit just be chilling. Like, yeah, I'm gonna chill tonight. I ain't doing shit. So there are times when I don't do my best, but I think that I understand the importance of doing my best, and I understand what it means to do my best. But I also understand that I don't do my best at all times. And when that hits me, it's more or less like, nigga, you know what the fuck you been doing. You know what I'm saying? You know that, you could have had Ashanti over the house last night and you just didn't do.
There's not doing your best.
I'm just trying to get my point out.
So
that's mine.
So for me, always do your best. First of all, it's a saying, it's a philosophy that I always talk to my children about. I always say, always get the A. Always get the A. Now, in schools right now, getting the A.
Shit, you told me that. You told me that.
Yeah. Getting the A for me was doing extra. This is the assignment. This is what the teacher asked you to do, whatever. And that'll get you a B, B+. That's the way it was for me going to school, college, even high school. In order to get that A though, I had to write an extra 3 sentences on that essay. I needed to show all of my details on the math problem, even if I did it in my head. You know what I'm saying? I needed to draw out the graph and use a ruler instead of drawing it by hand because that shit looks corny and sloppy. Getting the A means putting in those little extra efforts, because those little extra efforts are what separate you. Those are what make you extraordinary. Those are what make you special in the eyes of everyone else. And that's the lane you need to be swimming in. If you're not swimming in that lane, then you have the potential of not being excellent. You have the potential of procrastinating. You have the potential of not getting things done on time. You have the potential of not getting an A on that assignment because you weren't at your absolute best, right? Now, the corollary to that is going back to the first one. Always be impeccable with your word, which means that if you commit to something, do that to your fullest. Don't commit to something and be like, hey, I'll show up, whatever,
Right.
Be there, be about it, be about what's going on, and give your best to whatever that effort, that energy is. And that's what I read from that fourth agreement.
I 1,000,000% agree, JB. You just killed that. All the girls are like, yeah, JB. Yeah, you killed that one. Before we get out of here, was there anything else?
Sports. Watch the finals.
Yes.
Watch the finals and watch them, and then and I told y'all that it was gonna be Toronto and Golden State in the finals. I said that before the beginning of the season, and I'm saying now it'll be a 7-game series with Toronto winning. With all the injuries, that's what I think will happen. So we ain't gotta do a whole lot of talk about that. Anything?
Like
Billions?
and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Go to Apple and hit like, and then give us 5 stars. Subscribe, and if you are like, man, who the fuck is this Lex P?
I'm dead.
I gotta see her. Then subscribe to my page.
I'm dead.
Don't subscribe to his page. Lex, tell him where to find you, boo.
You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Lex_P_. And you can find my podcast on Instagram at POUR_MINDS, Poor Minds. Or you can search on iTunes or SoundCloud, Poor Minds, and you can listen to my podcast there. It's basically relationship talk, sex talk. Me and my homegirl just be getting drunk and talking shit, and it's dope. I like it. I think it's cool. So go check us out.
And Dre Nicole.
And Dre Nicole, yes, that's my co-host. So you can find her on Instagram at Dre Nicole with 3 E's. 3 E's.
And I'll just say, as a biblical man who doesn't even look at the flesh, if you were to follow Lex P or Dre Nicole, I'm sure that as heathens you would enjoy it. I don't, because when I look at these posts, I'm looking for the content and the words. I am never looking for the pictures.
I'm looking for the lightning now. I'm looking for goddamn lie.
That live phone and I want you catching my spots.
So I want to say thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. We have been on a trajectory where the podcast has been growing. And I noticed in large part to our Atlanta family. So shout out to, Kiki Medina with cocktails and mixed signals and she orgasms. And definitely shout out to Lex P and Dre Nicole with Poor Minds.
Yes.
I definitely appreciate you coming.
Of course.
You didn't have to come.
I didn't, but I was like, you know what? I fuck with y'all. And anybody else that's listening that has a podcast, y'all can reach out to me. I love doing cross promotions and working with other people. It's good to go on somebody else's podcast and just talk to different people and getting to know people. So I love doing this. So anybody, don't hesitate to reach out to me because we can get it popping.
That's what's up.
Boom. And don't think that she just gonna come. Like we had to put in work.
Yeah, we working now.
It
Don't
wasn't,
be trying to
it wasn't
bullshit
just,
now.
if you on that bullshit and
If
you
you
just
want
trying
some
to
bullshit, and
and
I will say this is a lot of people. I think the thing with podcasts that I respect with people that are consistent. So if you're the type of person that posts like once every month or once every 2 months, I'm not coming on your show. If you're a person that's like, this is what you're dedicated to and this is what you're doing, I fucks with that. But people that just doing it because they're bored, like it's work. It's fun. Like we all do this for fun, but it's legit work. And I respect people who put in the work in. So if you working and you ready to work, let's work.
Cause my babe, y'all know I'm in a relationship with Ashanti. And I think Ashanti actually hit Lex and was like, come on to the show.
Thank y'all.
Lex, wait, hold, because Ashanti hit you. Wait a minute.
Oh, that was a good episode.